次第でね見え方も変わる Ah, I didn't unmute myself. It's scuff, but it's fine. It's fine. Every stream needs just a little scuff, just a little bit. But I hope everybody's having a good evening, and hello, welcome in. It is time for my third Choose Wisely Festival stream. It's a Wednesday, and we are going to be checking out the early access version of Devil's Liminal, which is a Yuri visual novel set in Arizona and involves a, Faustian deal. So, we're gonna make a deal with the devil in order to kiss girls, which I think is valid. I think that's incredibly valid, incredibly relatable. It's what anybody would do. Anybody with a brain, anybody who understands what's important in life, I think they do it. I just genuinely believe that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. We're doing a lot of visual novels. I think I almost, exclusively signed up for visual novels. Not entirely for Choose Wisely, but a lot of them. Because obviously, visual novels lend themselves very well to, the whole, branching narrative, make important choices kind of thing. And I just think that's neat. I'm excited about it. Really, really looking forward to all the stuff we're playing, and yeah, I'm really happy to have a chance to play a Yuri VN as someone who is by myself. Obviously, I feel like a lot on the channel, I focus a lot on the fictional boys and stuff, but it's I like girls too. I swear to God, I like girls too. I have dated girls in real life. I like them. But yeah, I'm really excited to have a little bit of Yuri focus on here. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think we'll have a good time. Kind of like Lover's Enigma. It's as far as I understand, it's a horror romance kind of hybrid, and I really loved that about Lover's Enigma, so I'm really excited to see it here. I think it's gonna be a really, really good time. But yeah, I guess that's all there really is to say. Yeah, we're ready to jump in. I think it's gonna be an interesting time. I really don't know a ton about it other than that little bit that I just mentioned, so I think it'll be very interesting to see where this actually goes and what it ends up actually being about, because yeah, I don't really know what to expect. Yeah, the devs did tell me when they assumed might be a good cutoff point for a single look on a stream, so we're gonna play until about that point. We're gonna play until about then and just see how it goes, see what our impressions are. I do also want to say thank you very much to the devs of Devil's Liminal, because they did gift me a Steam key for the early access version, and that was extremely, extremely generous of them for the festival, and I want to say that I really, truly appreciate that. Let me see here. We also need to pull up. I'm gonna link Devil's Liminal on Steam here in the chat. Once, as usual, I will link it again at the end of stream as well. And Kaze, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great night. Hope you're doing well. Okay, though. How about we will switch on over here. There we go. All right. So, this game does not have music on the main menu screen, as far as I can see. We're in quiet mode here. There are some sounds, in menu stuff. But of course, as usual, let me know once we actually get in if anything's too loud, too quiet, too anything. I will do my best to keep an eye on chat and also an eye on the audio levels to make sure. But it's just good to double check. Just good to double check. Alrighty. Let's just head on in. Yeah, there wasn't a ton here in preferences. I increased the text speed a little bit because I tend to read a little bit faster than a lot of games do. But we'll see. We might get into the menu and adjust it one more time once we're actually in there. We'll see how that all goes. We will take a look. Yes, yeah, let's just head right on in. Alright, yes, so this is the early access version of the game. Obviously, as I said, so that means that this might not totally reflect everything about what the full game will end up being like once it's released. Something to keep in mind. We're getting to play an early version, so that's fun, that's fun. Okay. Features difficult subjects. Do you want to continue? Yes. All right. Oh, it has already been decided. What you choose does not matter. Cool. I accept. The 1950s. A young man lay in the New York snow. Moments before, his face had been smashed in by a tire iron. Oh, that sucks, man. Ain't that the way in New York? He could feel the cold on his raw, bruised skin. He swallowed. Blood had collected in his throat and from his nose and mouth. It was becoming harder and harder for him to breathe. Would he be able to get up and get home? Would it be the cold or the choking on his own blood that killed him first? In this moment, as he tried to ignore the chill climbing up his hands and feet, he thought of his favorite opera. He once managed to sneak in and see it during a Sunday matinee. It opened with an aging man on his deathbed, wondering the value of his work. And in his last moments before death, a demon came to him and promised him a second chance. Youth, a new life, and a beautiful young woman. As the man thought about the opera, he wondered, if these were his last moments, would a demon come to him? I mean, it happens to most people, right? It's pretty common. Would he ask for a second chance, a new life? Things he could do if he wasn't trapped by money and circumstance. Ellipses. He woke up. With some difficulty, he sat up and brushed the thin layer of snow off himself. The demon never came to him. Oh. But he's all good even though his face got smashed in? Right. The 2000s, June 7th. Sunday night. Margot lay in bed. It was weird being back in her old bedroom after 2 years. She hadn't expected how much she would adjust to living in the dorm on the other side of the state, but now it was her home that felt alien to her. Oh yeah, I kind of remember this from living at university dorms. Like, you come back home and it feels kind of weird suddenly. She rolled over and examined the art on her walls. Things she had drawn when she was a freshman in high school. Her old art was a little embarrassing to her, but it did serve as a nice reminder of how much she had improved. She would be starting college soon. She wondered if one day she would be embarrassed by whatever art she made in college too. Now, tomorrow would be her first day at work. She felt incredibly lucky to find a summer internship in her hometown. Oh, that is lucky. That is lucky. Apparently, they had been having a hard time finding recent high school graduates who were interested in social work. They told her it was the job that people were uninterested in, but Margot thought it might be that people wanted to leave town as soon as possible. Like she did. The phone started buzzing. The text surprised her. She hadn't told anyone she was home yet. Hey, heard you're back in town. Want to hang out tomorrow? Why not respond now? Margot considered whether or not she should respond. She was trying to make an effort to be more outgoing. It couldn't hurt to catch up with Lee, right? Sure, let's try to plan something tomorrow. Gotta head to bed now, though. Now that she had at least given him an explanation, it felt safe to go to sleep. Oh, that was a man? Fuck, I shouldn't have responded. This is a Yuri game. Get out of here. Alright, Monday morning on June 8th. Even though she went to bed pretty early, Margot still felt exhausted when her alarm went off. She lay there for a while, staring at the ceiling, listening to the sound of the news on the television in the living room. After her snoozed alarm went off a second time, she heard her mother knock on the door and walk in. Margot turned to look at her. Are you up for work?
Yes.
Oh, we have voice acting. Let's go. It's nice, I've been reading so much the past few days. This will be good for my throat tonight, even if it's just partial. Margot didn't really move from the bed. She doubted she was convincing. It's pretty hot out today. Over 110. I'm Canadian, I don't know what that means.
In that case, could I get a ride to work?
Game's looking like it might be a little quiet. I'm gonna turn it up a bit. No, I'm rushing out the door as it is.
Okay.
Once her mother stepped back out, she sat up and started rifling around her dresser drawers for an outfit. She wondered what it'd be like to walk to work. Margot's work wasn't too far from home. The Arizona summer heat was oppressive. I have been to Arizona, actually, so I know how the heat there can be. It can be a lot. Hot air rippled off the asphalt in the distance. Margot imagined a scene from a Western movie. In the distance, a shape broke the pattern of ripples. There was some sort of heap in the middle of the road.
Huh?
Margot narrowed her eyes in an effort to get a better look. What was it? Once she realized she was looking at an animal, she rushed forward. Oh no. She'd only seen a cat outside once before. She knew they wouldn't survive long in this weather. After leaning over to see that there weren't any injuries, Margot crouched down to see if the cat was still breathing. The cat's belly slowly rose and fell.
I hope I can move her without hurting her.
Margot knew at minimum that the cat needed to get out of the road and needed water. And on the businesses near her new job, she remembered seeing a veterinarian office. Oh, perfect! Margot never had a pet before and wasn't sure how the veterinarian office worked. Did they accept walk-ins? She took off her jacket and swaddled the animal. Margot hurried to work after dropping the cat off at the veterinarian. She was afraid her boss would think it was a lousy excuse for being late to her first day. Fortunately, she seemed to be understanding. That's a relief. It's a huge relief. I would also be worried about the same sort of thing. The start of the day consisted of orientation for the new summer interns and being shown around the veterans' home. It was a retirement home for elderly and disabled military veterans. After lunch and meeting more of the staff, the day was almost over. Margot's new boss waved her over for a chat. I noticed your eyes during lunch. You have heterochromia?
Yeah.
Oh, you can kind of see it. Yeah, one eye's lighter than the other. Didn't notice that. Very pretty. Thank you. I don't think I've met anyone with heterochromia before. Well, anyway, you're moving to California for college soon. Yes, in August. What do your parents think about you moving so far from home? Oh, it's fine. You're pretty brave. I ended up staying in Arizona for college. I wasn't able to live that far away from my family when I was 18. Yeah, I've had a lot of friends say that. What do you think you'll study in school? I'm not sure yet. Undeclared major, I see. I hope you'll enjoy working in the social services department here. I'm happy to answer any questions about being a social worker. After talking a bit more about the veterans' home and the residents, it was time for Margot to head out. After work. Just as Margot reached the doors in the lobby, she felt her phone vibrate. I'm still free if you are. Margot felt flustered. With everything that happened that morning, she completely forgot to text Lee. She started fumbling with her phone to type a quick response. Suddenly, she felt a bump and her phone clattered to the ground.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there.
It's okay. I shouldn't have been standing by the door.
The stranger crouched down to pick up Margot's phone. He handed it back to Margot with a smile. Don't worry about it. Have a good night. Alright, bye. Margot quickly shook off the embarrassment and got back to texting. Oh god. A man, but like what if it lets us meet a girl? Let's go out. Let's just see how it is. Could just be a friend, you know? Sorry, I was really busy this morning and forgot. We can meet up now. Let's meet at the library. Okay. It'd been a while since she'd been to the library in her neighborhood. Sometimes Margot would meet up with her friend Mickey and walk around the desert, then stop at the library to have snacks. On weekends, she would sometimes come alone to read comics. Sitting there again felt nostalgic. He arrived a moment after she did. He looked exactly the same as she remembered. Hey, good to have you back in town. You're the skater boy. Love the beanie. So far, especially these two most recent characters, their fashion is very 2000s. I'm liking it. It fits, it fits. Margot smiled at him.
Thanks.
He sat down next to her and pulled a pack of cigarettes from his pocket.
Huh?
I thought you'd quit. It's hard. I keep starting again when I get stressed. Well, I've heard about that. I've never, like, really smoked myself. Not to, like, that point, but I've heard a lot of people when they're trying to quit, it can be hard. She nodded a little as he lit one. So, where have you been the past couple of years? It's a bunch of different rumors. It's like we were talking one day, then you dropped off the face of the earth. Ooh. You know what, let's clear the air first.
Well,
I went to school in another city. Another city? Why? You in trouble or something?
no.
No. Nothing like that. I wanted to be able to go to a better college. Oh yeah? Did that work? Yep, I'm leaving at the end of the summer. Oh. Lee looked off for a moment and frowned. I guess we'll have to get lots of time in together while you're still here, huh? Hey, and my rice nice, it's good to see you. I'm doing well, how are you? Hope you're having a great evening tonight. Always good to see you around. Guess so. No, I've been thinking about school too. Because of you. Really? Yeah, maybe community college or something. I was yelling from the parking lot. Margot and Lee looked up to see what it was. Margot! Margot's mother had pulled up near them.
Huh?
Mom? I've been looking everywhere for you. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, what's happening? Why's she so worked up? Margot turned to Lee and gave him an embarrassed smile. He shrugged and put out his cigarette on the bench. Love that emote. Thank you, and my rice nice. See you around. They both got up. He gave Margot a nice, quick hug. See you. What's up, Mom? In the car, Margot looked out the window. Margot's mother stared at the road ahead. I've been looking everywhere for you.
What?
What do you mean? You weren't at work. I thought you were busy. You didn't say you were going to pick me up. Well, I was off work earlier than I expected. You should have texted then. Send a message. You can't just... Mom. Oh. Right, June 9th. Tuesday morning. Margot abruptly woke up. It wasn't her alarm, but a phone call that jolted her awake.
Mm-hmm.
Who the heck is calling on a Tuesday before our alarm even goes off? Hello? It's Sylvia. We have an update on the cat you brought in. She was severely dehydrated, but has made a full recovery. Oh, yay! Oh, that's great. Were you able to find out if she has an owner? You didn't find a chip? Do I need to pick her up then? Margot didn't know what to do now. She couldn't keep a cat. Normally, yes. But we can't find her.
What?
Margot wondered if she was still asleep. We will still need you to come in to pay for her treatment. Oh, no. That's rough. What do you mean? How did you lose her? Either way, her medication costs money, and no, like, you need to show me the animal and that you have been treating it. Okay, I'll pay for it when you find her. Or I guess we're just gonna pay for it. Yeah, actually, or when you find her, yes. Margot hung up and rolled back over to sleep until her alarm went off. Then there was a knock at her door. Mother walked in. Are you up for work? She would not be able to wait for her alarm. Oh my god. Oh, my mom used to do the same thing where, I'd set an alarm with, more than enough time for me to get up and get to, school or work or whatever. But when I was living with my parents, they would still sometimes come in and, wake me up and be like, are you getting up? Don't you have work today? And it's like, yeah, I don't need to get up for, another 40 minutes. You know my schedule. It's crazy. Yes. It's pretty hot out today, over 110. Margot pulled her sheet up further, as though she'd be able to squeeze out a little more rest that way. Same as yesterday, huh? You want a ride? Sure.
Sure.
Thanks. Alright, Alright, tell me when you're ready. Mother sighed. You really need to learn how to drive. Driving kinda sucks though. I do drive, but it kinda sucks. I don't blame anyone who doesn't get their license, because it's like it can be kind of a big pain. When Margot arrived at work, Erica sat her down for a quick meeting. I did some thinking last night on what I'd like you to work on. I think it'd be a good idea for you to help me organize the resident files. She gestured over to the filing cabinet, cartoonishly stuffed with files poking out from open drawers. Obviously the information in them is confidential, but take a look at some of the documents. I think seeing some of these will give you a better idea of what the residents are like. Then maybe you could spend some time with them.
Sure.
Sure. Where do you want me to start? Erica set about showing Margot the files and what needed to be done. Once Margot got into the rhythm, Erica stepped out and left her alone in the office. Margot was glad it'd be a quiet day. She realized she felt nervous about the prospect of talking to residents. What would they have to talk about? A knock at the door interrupted her thoughts.
Hey!
Excuse me. Oh hey! It's the girlie from before!
Oh,
Margot looked up and put on a professional smile. How can I help you? I'm trying to find my grandma's room, 203. That's up on the second floor. Want me to show you? Yeah, sure. Yeah, this girl's design is so 2000s. I kinda love it. It's kinda great for that. They walked to the elevator and rode to the second floor. Margot couldn't help looking at her. Where had they met before? Didn't we bump into each other yesterday? Margot realized she had been staring and quickly turned away. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't sweat it. Did you start working here recently? I haven't seen you before. Yeah, I started yesterday. I'm just here for the summer. Oh, cool. Well, I'm planning on having lunch here. Want to sit together? Yeah!
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah!
Yeah! Okay, we can't fumble this, you guys. We can't fumble this. She looks cool. She's got piercings. We can't fumble this. Margot wasn't sure if the girl was serious about her lunch invitation. Worst case, she figured she could sit by herself and do some drawing. After grabbing her tray, she looked around. Fair, right? There were various other visitors and staff scattered around. Sure enough, she saw the girl sitting at a table in the corner of the room. Let's go! The girl looked up and waved at Margot. Margot walked over and sat across from her at the table.
Hey, Margot! I wasn't sure if you were gonna join me. I came by to visit my grandma by myself today, so I was kind of dreading having lunch alone.
Your grandma's not gonna eat with you?
She usually likes to nap around noon.
Ah, I see.
hey,
What's up?
what's your name?
Oh, sorry. I got ahead of myself.
The girl extended her hand out to Margot. They shook. Margot felt something like deja vu.
I'm back. I'm staying with my mom
okay.
for the summer, so I'm trying to find people to hang out with.
I get that.
Oh yeah, you mentioned you're just here for the summer too. Yeah, I just graduated from high school. Now I'm working until college starts. Me too! Well, I'm helping my mom with work. I don't know if that counts. Sure it does. So your grandma lives here? What did she do in the military? She was in the Army Nurse Corps. She's pretty cool. We chatted for the rest of lunch. Margot, Beck seemed so animated and excited to meet her. As they talked, Margot started to feel a little less afraid of being home. Ellipses. Oh, static. Oh no, sleep paralysis demon. Leave me alone. Margot knew she was asleep. Still, she felt present, aware. Was this a lucid dream? She had read about them before, but she couldn't remember if she had ever had one before. She sat up in her bed. How funny. First time she has a lucid dream, and it takes place in her bedroom. Oh, hello? Girl sat at the foot of Margot's bed.
Listen,
She didn't recognize her.
I need your help.
Hazel! Hello! How you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a great evening. Hello, Hazel.
My help?
Is the game so far?
What's going on?
It's interesting. We've gotten a lot of just kind of setting the scene and kind of getting to know the first couple of characters. But I know it should get horror-y as it goes on, and I'm excited to see how or why. I'm excited to see.
I am trapped.
It looks like we might be getting to the start of it. Looks like we might be getting to the start of that.
I'll show you how to help me.
Why me?
Oh. We got disconnected. Whoops. June 10th. Wednesday morning. Margot woke up groggy. She wondered why she rarely felt rested and awake in the morning. Maybe this time it had to do with that strange dream. She rolled onto her back and stretched out. Reaching out her hands, she felt something. Cat! Meow! What? She looked up to see a cat curled up in the corner of her bed. It was the same one from earlier in the week. How'd you get in here? Cat that the veterinarian somehow lost. How are you here? Cat's definitely secretly a person or something. That's my bet. That's my game theory. The cat stared back. From the expression on the cat's face, Margot half expected her to respond. But instead, Margot was left trying to fill in the blanks for how she ended up in her room. The parents had a strict no-pet rule. She doubted her mother would have a sudden change of heart. They don't have a litter box or cat food. She didn't know anything about taking care of a cat. She reached out to stroke the cat's back. The cat bobbed along with her hand. I can't just leave you outside again. I mean, couldn't she take it to, there's gotta be an animal shelter or something, right? Margot's mother started knocking on the door, startling both Margot and the cat. Margot turned to the door, feeling herself panicking. How would she explain this? The doorknob turned and her mother walked in. Are you awake? Margot tried sitting in front of the cat to buy herself time. Yes. Let me know when you're ready. Her mother turned and left. Phew! Dodged it. No reaction to the cat. Margot sat there, stunned and confused. There was no way just sitting up more actually hid the cat. She turned around to check on her. Nothing was there. Work. Let's go. It was shaping up to be another quiet day at work. Margot sorted through the files and after a while found herself creating little stories about each resident. She noticed how much their examinations varied. Some residents seemed to only be limited by physical complications, while others struggled with drawing a clock or knowing what day it was. Well, after a while she went from imagining what each person was like to imagining what she would be like in old age. Is there any way to predict something like that? That's something I try not to think too much about, worrying about, how things might be when you get older or if there'll be certain struggles and stuff. Sometimes it can freak me out a little bit, so I try not to think too hard over it. She didn't really know her grandparents or how they might have passed away, so she couldn't make any guesses based on that. It felt overwhelming. She shook her head, trying to clear her thoughts. She shouldn't think about this. She closed the file and stared ahead for a moment. In her bag, there was a dull buzzing noise. Who was texting me? She grabbed her phone and flipped it open. There was a text from Nikki. Why didn't you tell me you're back? I had to find out from Lee. I didn't know you still talked to him. Margot felt her stomach twist with guilt. Nikki was right to be mad. She briefly wondered when Nikki would have run into Lee. I'm sorry, it's been really busy. Getting ready for college and working. It's only gonna get busier. We gotta hang out now while we can. You're right. We could go to the mall this weekend. Have you been? No, it opened while I was gone. Oh, let's do that. Sure, why not? Great, I'm excited. I'll see what day I'm free. Well, there's always something to do, even in a small town. Hopefully. After work. Margot got home, she thought about her conversation with Nikki. She realized she hadn't really checked her messages, email, or anything since she got home. Whoops. She had no idea if any old friends had been trying to reach her. She logged in and scrolled through some updates. A lot of it seemed to be about trips to the beaches and lake houses, dorm shopping with parents. She felt a small pain. When she glanced at her new messages, there was a message request.
How?
She didn't recognize the name, but she couldn't help being curious. Is your dad Victor Silva? I think we might be related. Margot reread the message. Ooh. And her gaze shifted to the name and image. She kept trying to figure out who this woman could be, if anything about her was familiar. Nothing came up. Maybe she could ask her mother? She wanted to get something from the kitchen anyway. In the living room, her mother was on the couch. Her mother anxiously leaned forward in her seat as she watched a show on the television. It was a VHS recording her mother made of a soap opera episode.
Mom?
I have a quick question. Mother waved her hand at Margot and paused the show. You know I'm watching my show. It only takes 45 minutes. She hit play again, signaling that the conversation was over. Okay. Mom certainly is a time, huh? Sheesh. Margot continued to the kitchen. Boo! Ah! You scared me. Hey, Agent Little Turd, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great evening. Feeling pretty tired, she put together a sandwich. She carefully inspected the bread, making sure ants hadn't gotten to it yet. After eating it in the kitchen, she quickly washed up the dishes and went back to her room. You know what, the message, the cat, the text with Nikki, Margot started drifting off to sleep. I guess we're just falling asleep, but it's like, oh man, we're not gonna ask Mom? She heard a loud sigh in the kitchen sink running as her mother rewashed the dishes. Oof. Oof, we fucked up cleaning them. Mom's pissed. That's not fun. That's rough. June 11th. Margot, hurry up. Come to the living room. Margot instantly woke up at the sound of her mother's voice.
What?
What's going on? I need to tell you something very important. Okay. Margot threw her clothing on as quickly as possible, wondering what could be so urgent. Wait, where's the cat? Did you not check on it when we went to bed? She rushed out of her room. Did it disappear? What is it? I won't be here tonight, so be sure to lock up and turn off the stove before you go to bed. Okay, what's up? You don't need to worry about that. You don't have to be so weird and dodgy about it though, Mom. You don't have to be. Before work. While walking to the veterans' home, Margot wondered where her mother could be going that night. Her mother had never really spent the night out before. Her parents didn't really have friends they'd visit. Ooh. Yeah, Scary's like, Mom, what are you doing? Why can't you just tell me? Is something happening? What if she'd started dating? It had only been a couple of months. Oh, is Dad recently dead? Ooh. If that's the case, that could definitely explain why Mom's maybe not in the best mood. She needed to stop thinking about that stuff anyway. She noticed a bush down the road rustling. There'd been construction lately, and Margot didn't want to find out if there were scorpions around. She quickened her pace. She passed the house, she heard a noise. A faint meow. Cat? She turned around and saw a familiar friend in the middle of the sidewalk.
Hey!
You're everywhere, aren't you? This is definitely some kind of magic cat. Cat came up closer to her. Margot kneeled down to scratch her head. You keep running off. Do you live around here? Cat stared. Maybe I shouldn't expect a response from a cat. Margot stood back up.
Bye.
I'll see you later. I need to get to work. The cat lay down in the middle of the sidewalk, staring at Margot as she walked away. Hi, cat. I love you. Even if maybe you're a person, who knows? Margot looked out the window. It looked a little overcast, so Margot decided to go for a walk during her lunch break. Out in the surrounding neighborhood, there was an abundance of oleander bushes in front of the homes. She remembered when she was little and being cautious about how dangerous the plant was. There was so much from her childhood she couldn't remember. The most random of bits and details would occasionally surface. She had forgotten the faces of any of her old friends. She remembered begging her mom to let her cross the street when walking to her bus stop so that she could avoid even accidentally touching oleanders. She briefly thought about the weird things happening since she got home. Girl in her dream, a cat that seemed to disappear and reappear out of nowhere. Margot's phone started vibrating in her pocket. Margot pulled out her phone. Hey, are you free after work today? I think so. What's up? You could hang out at the park or something. Yeah, Beck seems cool. I'm down for it. Sure, I'll let you know when I finish work. Great, see you then. With another activity planned and a potential new friend, Margot was happy that the week seemed to be turning around. Yeah, there we go, we're being so social! Margot sat down in the lobby and texted Beck that she was ready to head out. I'll be there soon. Margot briefly wondered if Beck might not show up at all. Why did she think that? After a while, her phone buzzed again. Man, we should probably also talk to Nikki. She wanted to hang out too. In the parking lot, convertible. Margot quickly picked up her bag and headed outside. Beck was parked in a spot near the entrance. When Margot spotted her, she started waving her over. Margot walked over and got in the passenger seat. It was a little older and dusty, but cozy with just 2 seats. Seeing Beck's car reminded Margot that she dreamed of getting her own convertible if she ever got a driver's license. She felt a little jealous.
Hey!
Ready to go? Yo, she's got cool sunglasses. She's a baddie? Beck flashed a big grin at Margot. She looked at Beck, examining her own reflection in her sunglasses. Feeling a little sweaty and tired from the workday, she felt out of place in what she considered her dream car. Oh man, yeah, I've kind of been in that situation where you get in a really nice car and you're like, oh man, I was not dressed for this, I don't feel like I belong in a car like this. Noticing her expression, Beck took off her sunglasses and gave Margot a curious look. Everything okay? Oh, sorry, I realized I'm a little tired. I'm ready. All right. After driving for a bit, Margot noticed they weren't in her neighborhood anymore. Mana! Hi! Mana! Let me give you a shout out to Scarletify, my good friend who plays a lot of really good games on her channel, especially if you like RPGs. How you doing, Mana? It's good to see you. She's also a fellow visual novel girly, so definitely worth checking Mana out if you like a good VN. It's good to see you, Mana. I hope you're having a great night. Welcome in, welcome in. It's nice to see you around, even though I'm sure a lot of that's due to the fact that, you know, for once I'm not playing games consistently that you're planning to, like, definitely play. I'm doing well. How's Devil's Liminal going? How's the Yuri? It's been pretty good so far. We're kind of like, I feel like we're still kind of setting the scene and getting to know characters. We are getting, like, hints of the Yuri, but, like, we still just kind of met some girls, so we're not quite, like, there yet. But I can see the blueprints. I can see how it's gonna happen. And I'm excited to see it developing. I like this setting. I think it's always just kind of fun having a story kind of set in, you know, like 2000s Americana. No, I'm so sad, Aqua. I've seen so little of you this year because you've been playing games out of place so bad. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's fine, it's fine. When we start that game you gifted me, then, you know, you're gonna have to be there for every stream. You know it. You know it. I'm really looking forward to it, though. Wait? Oh? That game? I'm pretty sure? The one with... When you gifted me. When you gifted me. The one with, you know... Edgy boy. Oh, you're teasing. Okay. I was like sitting there, I was running through my brain and I was like, did Mana and I plan something else? I was like running it in my head and I was like, did we plan something else? Oh god. Having a moment of like, oh god, I forgot plans. I forgot plans. Thought it was a little funny calling it that game. Honestly, you're real for that. It is pretty funny. It is really funny calling it that game. I'm teasing. I'm not announcing, but I'm teasing for people who might be interested. Especially anyone who likes, sort of mysteries and stuff. I'm really looking forward to it, though. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, it's definitely good to see you, Lana. Hope you're having a great night. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I was looking at the calendar, I was like, oh dang, it's almost Friday. You know what happens a week from Friday? Something crazy. Something really crazy happens a week from Friday. On Mana's channel. Y'all should check her out. After driving for a bit, Marco noticed they weren't in her neighborhood anymore. She had assumed they were going to the park down the street. Have you been to the Colorado River?
Yeah?
Yeah, why? I figured we could hang out there. Beats looking at the dead grass at the park here. Sure, as long as we're not actually going in the river. Heck laughed. No. I would have warned you to bring a swimsuit in that case. Once they were out of the residential area, Beck turned on the radio. It was set to the only classic rock station that reached their town. Oh, this is like small town, huh? We have limited radio even. Did you grow up here? Yeah, only left for a couple years of school.
Cool.
Oh, cool. I lived here when I was a little kid, but then my parents started moving around a lot. My mom moved back to be closer to my grandma. That's kind of sweet. I guess now that I'm going off to college, she wants to be around her. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm kind of surprised by how much it feels the same as I remember. Wow, I'm impressed you remember all that from when you were little. I only remember bits and pieces. I have a pretty good memory. Since you were gone for a while, does it feel any different being home? Honestly, I feel like it's been a little rough. There's been some rough things going on. Our mom's been a little rough. I'm not used to living at home anymore. It's been kinda hard. I feel like I'm waiting around for my life to start again when I move away. Well, hopefully getting out of the house today will help a bit. Maybe. Yeah, gotta go out sometimes. It's good for the mental. They parked at the nature reserve and picked a well-worn trail near the water. I forgot there were nature areas like this. It's all desert in town, Yeah, I really like it out here. By the way, are you not much of a swimmer? Why do you ask? Nick smiled lightly. Seemed worried about it earlier. Margot felt embarrassed. I'm not a strong swimmer. Nick laughed. Maybe I can teach you. Romantic? He walked for a bit, with Beck stopping at each new sign about the local flora. Her face seemed to light up as she eagerly looked around to find each plant. She crouched down, closely examining a cluster of flowers.
Margot.
Look at this one. Margot crouched down beside her. It was an unfamiliar white and purple flower. Ooh. Is it another kind of paintbrush flower? Nope, this is a pretty rare one. An Arizona passion flower. Like passion fruit? Yep. I'm surprised this is here. It only grows in different parts of the state. Huh. Wonder how it got here. Only the plant knows. Wish I brought a camera or something. Maybe someone planted it. I could draw it? Really? Oh, she's good. Marco took out her sketchbook and made a quick gestural drawing. I watched. I can't believe you could just do that. Marco smiled. After a bit, they emerged from a grown-over area to a more curated park with a snack stand. The area was pretty packed. Most of the seating seemed to be taken, and the stand had a long line. Marco suddenly felt aware of how late it was getting, and wondered if her mother would be upset if she came home late. I'll get us something. Let's let her treat us. We'll find a spot to sit. The area was pretty full. Empty Ramadas were in low supply. I can find a spot to sit. Is that okay? Yep, good luck out there. Margot handed Beck some cash for her half and wandered off to find a spot. After a moment, Beck came back. She handed her the extra change. Good eye, I didn't see this bench. She patted Margot's shoulder. All I can think of is the fucking gif of that part from the Chainsaw Man movie. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, I want to see your drawing again. Sure. Margot pulled out her sketchbook and laid it open for Beck. Can't believe that took you, what, minutes? Beck watched as Margot flipped through her sketchbook.
Do you want to be an artist?
I think so. Maybe I could do comics or something.
That would be so cool. What kind of comics?
Ooh, yeah, I want to know.
Probably something supernatural. Ghosts and stuff.
That sounds cool. It felt so easy to spend the afternoon with Beck. Margot wondered if Beck might think Margot was being too friendly with her. After a bit more exploring, they headed back to the car. It's just Yuri. That's just Yuri. Night air during the drive felt refreshing after spending the afternoon in the sun. An interview with a band played on the radio. They got closer to Margot's neighborhood. The familiar sights made her snap back to reality.
Beck?
Margot? Can we park at the shopping center and walk to my place? No problem. It's nice that Beck doesn't, question that. She's just like, yeah, okay, sure, if that's what you want. The neighborhood felt completely still. It felt like the only noise was their footsteps. Margot looked at Beck. She seemed deep in thought. What you thinking?
Hey.
What's on your mind? Beck was looking up at the sky. Stars aren't like this in the rest of the country. Margot looked up as well. She hadn't noticed before, but the sky was bright with stars. She wondered how it would compare to the sky over her future school. You haven't lived in another state before, right? No, my private school wasn't that far away. Do you think you'll miss Arizona when you move? I don't know yet. I'll miss my friends, but I can text them. You probably have a boyfriend, right? We should have to do long distance. You don't know what kind of game we're in. Margot blushed. Why did she feel nervous about Beck asking her that? Yuri! I don't. Really? What about you? Yeah, it just didn't work out. What about you? Do you have a boyfriend? That's not really my thing. Yeah, that's one way to put it. I see you, Beck. I know what you are. Eating? There's a loud yowl and hiss at their feet. Oh? Beck leapt away. Shit! Go away! She scrambled to scare the cat in front of them. Beck's efforts were rewarded with more hissing. Oh, that's my new friend. No, I hate it! She kept waving her hands at the cat and almost getting scratched. Oh, what? Hey, I think if you just relax, she'll stop. Beck seemed to be near tears. You could go away! Whoa, well, that's a very unusual reaction to a cat. You good, girl? Margot kneeled down next to the cat. She couldn't stand by while both Beck and the cat were getting more and more agitated. Hey, you. The cat leaned in to rub her face on Margot's hand, but still growling. I need you to be nice to Beck, okay? Margot picked her up and scurried to the other side of the road to plop her on the sidewalk there. The cat sat down and rolled onto her side, staring at them. Margot returned to Beck, who was breathing deeply. I think we're safe now. I barely believe you. Oof. They walked another block with no cat in sight, and Beck eased up. I'm sorry for ending the night on that note. It's fine. I thought of something. Do you like museums? I love museums. There's some local ones we could go to, check out some of the pioneering tools, that sort of thing. Well, that's kind of cute. Small-town museums can be pretty fun. Margot smiled at her. I'd like that. Beck stopped for a moment. She looked at Margot with a nervous expression. Oh? Yuri moment? Yuri moment incoming? She glanced down.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Can Can I hold your hand?
Whoa, okay, we really are going straight to the Yuri moment. Okay. Development. Whoa, she's going in for it. Oh. Margot wanted to be excited, but Margot looked around. I hope I didn't assume too much. Margot looked back at her. No, it's not that. We were at the end of her block, close enough to see her home. Oh, yeah, that would... I get the sense that our mom is not the type who would be super nice about that. She noticed the lights were off and remembered her mother was out for the night. Oh, right! We're in the clear, baby! But what if her mother was home after all? Margot remembered the couple of times friends did come near the trailer. Afterwards, her mother would scold her about the culture shock of seeing it. Start asking who they were and if Margot was trying to sneak them into her room. Oh, jeez. Okay, so Mom's always been like this, regardless of if Dad recently passed or something. Yikes, that's rough. What if her mother was home but kept the lights off? It wouldn't have been the first time. Now, Mom said she'd be back late. Like, after we got to bed. I say we risk it for the Yuri.
Yeah.
Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, of course. Beck took Margot's hand and smiled. I really should have asked earlier. Margot blushed and lightly squeezed Beck's hand. Her hand felt much more delicate than Margot expected. Eventually they reached Margot's. So this is your place? Margot wasn't sure what Beck would think, seeing that Margot lived in a trailer. Yeah, sorry for making us walk. It's fine, I get it. You're embarrassed of me. No, it's nothing like that. I forgot my mom wasn't home. Beck laughed. You know, that sounds worse, right? Margot cringed, making Beck laugh some more. I'm kidding. Beck let go of Margot's hand to hop the brick fence in front of her home. They paused for a moment on the French porch. Thanks for walking me home, even if it wasn't necessary. And thanks for saving me from wild animals. Beck stood there for a beat, looking at Margot. She felt like Beck was scrutinizing her expression, deciding what to do next. Alright, I'll say goodbye. This was really nice. I thought so too. Text me when you get home? Of course. For a moment she left the porch, hopped over the fence, and walked off into the night. Wow. She's so cool. Margot stood outside watching her walk away. When she was out of sight, Margot walked inside and locked the sliding glass door. She felt a sudden jolt of fear. What if her mother was home? It was already a huge risk just talking to Beck on the porch, let alone... What if her mother saw? But it remained quiet inside. Phew! Okay. Her stomach growled. She forgot about having dinner. Realizing how hungry she was, she went to the kitchen to see if there was anything quick she could make. When she opened the cabinets, they were all empty. She checked the pantry for paper plates, but couldn't find any. Margot sighed to herself. She turned the lights back off and stood in front of the glass door. She looked at the stars in the sky, thinking about the sensation of Beck's fingers interlaced with hers. Wow. June 12th, Friday! Almost the weekend! Margot checked the living room in the morning. Her mother wasn't there. The dishes were still hidden away. Unsure what to do for breakfast, Margot decided she could get something on the way to work. All morning, Margot had been sorting files. The process already felt automatic to her. Margot kept rereading the text from Beck. Got home safe. Wish we could have stayed out later. Smiley face. Couldn't Beck talk to anyone she wanted? Why Margot? Erica walked into the office as Margot finished up the last file from her current stack. Margot, would you be interested in meeting some of the residents?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. This floor has some great folks. It's mostly people who chose to live here because of health problems. Oh, I see. They spent some time walking around, Erica introducing some of the residents. There were 2 women who were medics in World War II, some men playing card games. Margot made a mental note of the information about everyone. After a while, they returned to the office. Ooh. My for real phone. Oh wait, no, that was in the game. I thought that was my actual phone. It got me. It's crazy. Margot continued sifting through paperwork and noticed her phone buzzing. Hey, sorry it's been a while. Want to see a movie tonight? Sure. Yeah, why not? I was bummed we couldn't catch up more at the library. Yeah, Lee seemed nice. Yeah, me too. Okay, meet me there tonight. Margot stood in the theater lobby, shifting her weight from one foot to the other. Looked like she arrived before he did. Where was he? He scanned the room, slowly becoming more and more stressed out about being there alone. Margot, hey! Margot turned around, surprised to hear Jade's voice. They had class together before Margot had left. She forgot Jade worked at the movie theater.
Hey!
How are you? I'm great. Jade pointed at her badge. I'm a manager now. Oh shit, good for you. Oh, congrats. Yeah, kind of a shame I have to quit when I go to college. Speaking of, I thought you already left? Sort of. I'm working here for the summer. Oh, cool. Where? Veterans Home. I heard it was hard to get a job there. Yeah, it's pretty lucky. Well, it's through a state program. But before Margot could tell Jade more, she heard someone else call her name. Early as always, Margot. I think you just might be late. Lee rolled his eyes, his hand reaching his pocket for his wallet. But you know who he reminds me of? Like, just in the terms of, like, how he looks. I look at him and I keep thinking of, oh my gosh, what is the name of the guy from 16? What is his name? Blonde one, you know, he had the beanie. Oh my gosh, this is gonna bother me that I can't remember it. I need to check. I need to check. This is gonna bother me all night. 16 characters. Jude! Jude! He reminds me of Jude from 16. That's totally what he makes me think of. That's so funny. I just kind of look at him and I see Jude in my mind. I keep wanting to do like a voice like that for him. Don't know if I can though, but it's what I'm imagining. Jade, can I get 2 tickets for evening at the zoo too? Oh, like night at the museum! I get it. I get it. Evening at the zoo? Yeah, 2. Please? I don't have anyone else to see this movie with. Margot sighed, defeated. He was not great at accepting no as an answer. He went into the theater room. It was empty. The movie had already been out for a while. He picked the 2 seats in the center near the back of the theater. As Margot sat down, Lee stretched his arms out. His hand came to rest on Margot's shoulder. Huh? He sat in silence for a while as the movie played. Lee seemed to be thinking about something rather than paying attention to the movie. Oh god, I thought we were just friends. I thought we were just bros. Dude, I'm sorry, this is a Yuri game. This is a Yuri game. Did your dad die? Whoa! Okay, never mind, it's not the move I was worried he was gonna pull, but this is a rough one too. This is a very sudden and rough one too. Margot immediately felt her heart racing. She wasn't ready for that kind of conversation. Where did you hear that? Around town. Margot shifted in her seat. You used to call me and talk about that stuff before you disappeared. She stared ahead at the movie. How do you feel? I don't know. Margot turned to look at Lee. For a moment, they stared at each other. Margot studied his face, trying to understand how he felt. Then he started laughing. I never liked that guy anyway. Wow! Margot frowned, moving her shoulder to shake his hand off. Come on, Margot. I'm not being mean. I want to know if you're okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Her voice was tense. Why don't we watch the movie? We're the only ones here. Doesn't matter if we talk. We both went silent. Oh, this is so fucking awkward. Oh my god. She get along with her dad? We don't know yet. But I'm gonna guess maybe yes from how she's reacting. I think it would make sense if she did. Oh, man. I think what I miss the most about having you around is that you always held me accountable. What are you talking about? You're the only person who ever said I could leave here, get a nursing degree or something. He moved his arm from behind Margot to his chair rest. You're the only girl who will tell me to shut up. He nervously drummed his fingers. Dude, this is... If you're about to do what I think you're about to do right after asking if her dad is dead, this is not the timing. This is a really bad plan here. This is not gonna work out. I don't know what I'm getting at. Okay, his hand moved to Margot's knee. Oh god. Started to move further up her leg. She pushed his arm away. Okay. What's wrong? Did you quit it? He turned away and folded his arms. They were silent again. Oh my god, this is... I think at this point I'd want to just leave the theater. Fine. Whatever. I'm going to have a smoke. He got up. Margot watched him walk down the aisle into the exit. She turned back to the screen. What could she do? She felt the anxiety build up again. Watching the movie wasn't going to help. Bro, this is a Yuri. Get out of here. Right? I was like, it's funny because I was like, at first I was like, I don't know if we should hang out with Lee. That's a man. And then I hung out with him just to try it and see what happened. And he seemed chill. And I was like, okay, maybe we're just friends. And now I'm like, oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. She pulled out her phone for distraction. For a while, she started to wonder if he was coming back. She didn't care about the movie anyway. She should probably head home, right? God. If he had left, like, a fucking man having a tantrum because he got mildly rejected when he was super fucking weird about it. Whatever, man. Margot got up, retracing these steps out of the room and into the hallway. In the hall, she could hear someone muttering to themselves. Did I go the wrong way? Beck stood by a wall looking at her ticket. Beck? She looked up and smiled. Thank God, a woman. Oh, hey! Beck gave Margot a coy smile. Out on a date? Margot grimaced. Well, her stomach twisted. Yeah. Beck's smile disappeared. Sorry. I'm being nosy. I mean, we could just say I didn't think it was a date, because I didn't think it was a date! I should let you get to your movie. It gave Margot a curious look. Is something wrong? Seemed kind of stressed out. Margot waved her hand. I'm just trying to find my friend that I came here with. That doesn't sound good. Need a ride home or something? I'll be fine. I don't want to impose or anything. Don't worry about it. Dude, is it far enough that we would need a ride home and he fucking left us here? I swear to God. She looked down at her ticket. I'm not excited about this movie anyway. I just didn't feel like being at home. Which movie is it? Evening at the Zoo 2? It's not good. Dane, since you're the artist, I should probably trust your opinion. I guess it's too highbrow for me. Well, in any case, definitely let me know if you need a ride. Margot nodded. They parted ways as Beck went into the theater room and Margot went into the lobby. Jade was still at the ticket counter, but no one else was around. Jade noticed Margot and waved her over. Hey, did you get my text?
Huh?
Text? Margot pulled out her phone to check. Nothing from Jade. Or Lee. Yeah, literally, I'm like, if this is a small town, there's probably not buses, so, like, he just fucking ditched her. Like, actually, if he did, that's an incredibly dick move. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm actually pissed at him. Guess not. Darn. I saw Lee earlier. I think I heard him arguing with someone. Oh? Then he told me how pissed he was and that he was going home. Oh, yeah, this fucking dick. Margot sighed. Seriously? Yeah. My shift ends in a bit if you want to ride home. He smiled weakly at Margot. I appreciate that from Jade, but Beck is a lot nicer.
No.
And she technically offered first, so I have one lined up. Thanks, though. No problem. We should hang out sometime. Yeah. Dude, yeah, fuck you, Lee. I am not hanging out with you again. Don't piss me off. Yeah, thank God for the girlies. Actually shaking my head. That's such a shitty thing to do to someone. Jesus. Like, at least give her the option. I know it's awkward and embarrassing, but at least be like, just handle it with fucking grace if you get rejected. Just be a nice person. It's not that hard. Want me to park down the block again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom is home. We walked for a bit. Can I be nosy? Margot fiddled with her hair. Sure. What happened with you and your friend? I think I pissed him off. I mean, like, that's his own fucking fault. He was being a weirdo. Do you want to talk about it? I don't want to bother you. Or not. Okay. Margot sighed. He's an ex from high school. And he is her ex? No fucking way, dude. And he's pulling this shit. Get over yourself. He was being weird, so I told him to stop. So, is he normally like that? Yeah. Why hang out with him then? Thought we could be friends. I thought we were just chilling with our bro. I guess I hoped I could still be friends with him. He helped me with some stuff in the past, so I know he's not all bad. But I don't know. I mean, if he's only helping you with shit when you're like, you know, giving like a romantic or sexual like relationship in return, he ain't worth shit. I feel stupid. There's nothing wrong with trying to see the best in people. You think so? Yeah, that's very admirable. Margot smiled. I smiled back. Shizu, thank you for the head pat. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good evening. Thank you, thank you. I always appreciate the Shizu head pats. Have we done any Devilcraft yet? Hey, Awesomer, good to see ya. No Devilcraft yet, but like, we have dealt with a very annoying man in this Yuri game. Shaking my head, shaking my head. But I hope you're having a good evening, Awesomer. It's really good to see you here. She nervously rubbed her neck. I'm a little relieved. About what? That you're just friends with that guy. So, have we kissed any girls yet? No, but we have held hands. So that's pretty cool. We're getting there. We're making progress. We're making progress. Beck's head turned, her attention on something else. Huh? Doing all right? I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Margot looked in the same direction at her home. Yeah, premarital hand-holding. Can you believe it? How scandalous. How lewd. The window blinds were shifting around. Oh god. Is that your mom? Yeah. Beck nodded. I'll head back then. As soon as Margot entered the front yard, her mother slid open the porch door. Get in here, it's late. Margot looked down the block, watching Beck turn the corner and disappear. So who's that? Your new little friend? Margot went to her bedroom. Fine then. Yeah, that wasn't even worth answering. That wasn't even worth having a conversation about. Oh, man, Mom. Don't be like that. Margot finally had a morning where she woke up feeling rested and ready for the day. She quickly threw on some clothing and went to the kitchen for breakfast. However, in her good mood, she forgot the dishes were gone. Oh, shit. After trying every cabinet, she realized she would need to ask her mother. Margot walked to her room. She hesitated at the door. She wasn't sure if her mother was still home or awake yet. One of those makes it easier to find dishes, she thought. Margot knocked at the door.
Mom?
What is it? Her mother shouted from the other side of the door. Oh. Where are the dishes? You need to use a paper plate. I'm tired of washing dishes. We don't have any paper plates. Yes, we do. Where? What do you need? A bowl and a spoon, I guess. There was some rummaging and the door cracked open. Her mother held out a paper bowl and plastic spoon. Why are you keeping them in your room? Here. She shook them at Margot. Take it. I'm going back to bed. Oh, God. Oh, what do I want to do in this situation? Like, I don't want to just take this kind of treatment, but realistically, with parents like this, standing up for yourself can make it worse. Let's just see how Mum takes it. Let's just see how Mum takes it if we do stand up for ourselves, and figure it out from there. Anger boiled up inside of Margot. Are you serious? You expect me to use paper plates and you're hiding them in your room? You use too many. What about the dishes? I wash them after I use them. You don't wash them right. Margot felt like crying. What is your problem? I lived by myself when I was at school, you know. I even have a job. Well, you live with me now, and if you want to continue living here, you need to do things my way. Oh, God. Margot took the bowl and spoon. Her mother shut the door. Margot wanted to stomp, to scream. As she walked away, she looked down at the ground beneath her. It was just a wooden board covering a sunken spot in the floor. She couldn't stomp anyway. She couldn't do anything. She kept thinking about how different things were just a month ago in her private school. Oof. How different they will be a couple months from now. Yeah, hang in there, girl. She just had to wait it out. Margot shook her head. She needed to distract herself. She needed to focus on getting ready for work and leaving. She just stayed focused. Stay focused. Walking to work, Margot noticed the streets were particularly empty. She got to work just to be faced with an empty parking lot. No one was there. She checked her phone. It was Saturday. She had gotten up early and fought for a bowl, but she didn't even have work that day. Looking around at the empty lot, she felt drained. Oh. She thought about what to do. She was already dressed and outside, so she headed to the park. Maybe some time alone would be nice. Yeah, better than going home after all that. Margot found an empty spot to sit at the park. She pulled out her sketchbook and flipped to an empty page. It felt a little bit like she was in elementary school again. Sitting at recess, hoping someone would come join her. She looked out over the landscape, trying to think of what to draw. Next to her, there was some clattering. Oh, the cat had jumped up on the bench. The cat! Hey, friend. Magic cat. Margot reached out to pet her, but the cat dodged her hand. No! She hopped down and started circling the bench, pausing to stare at Margot. Hey, Snom! Cat. Meow. Cat. Hope you're doing well, Snom. Good to see ya, good to see ya. Something about the cat's expression unnerved Margot. It felt like a person was staring at her. Did she need something? When animals avoid you, just leave. Yeah, there's no worse rejection. There truly is no worse rejection than rejection from an animal. She continued to run a few feet away, paused to look at Margot, then came back. You want me to follow you? Margot started packing her bag and got up. The cat immediately ran ahead. Margot followed. We left the park, going further and further into the desert. After a while, Margot started to worry, looking around for scorpions and snakes. In the distance, a bit ahead of them, she saw something. As they kept approaching, she started to make out what it was. Cat stopped beside it, looking at her expectantly. Oh? Her. It looked like an old rusted car from the 80s. Oh. On the exterior of your body, Margot could see holes in it. Like gunshots? Yeah, like she wondered if they were bullet holes. The cat pawed at the door. Did the cat want her to open the door? Do you have kittens in there or something? It looked so rusty, and Margot was skeptical that it could be opened. Margot thought of her dream. I'll show you how to help me. Margot shook her head. What could be the harm? The cat was frantic, circling around Margot and rubbing on her legs. All right. Oh, only one choice. Let's open it, I guess. Something, maybe morbid curiosity, compelled her. She grabbed the handle and tried to force it open. It was stuck, as expected. She put more force into it, bracing a leg against the side of the car. Eventually it opened, sending Margot toppling to the ground. Ow! She got up and brushed herself off. The cat had already jumped into the car and was nudging at something. Margot got closer and leaned into the car. A large leather-bound Bible lay in the driver's seat. Weird. Odd. The cat was desperately pawing at it and meowing. This cat wants you to find Jesus. At first, it looked like a normal Bible. Margot picked it up and looked at the first page. Oh. Veritas sicut Deus, Sanctus bonum. Yuri! Welcome in, thank you for the raid! Hello everybody, you guys should check out Yuri Storm, another streamer for the Choose Wisely Festival and a good friend of mine. Ooh, how's Livebur? It looked interesting. I was kind of peeking in before I started stream. I hope you had fun! For anyone who doesn't know me, hello! I'm Aqua Sereni and I'm a mermaid VTuber who traded her brain cells for legs. I'm also streaming for the Choose Wisely Festival. Tonight we're playing Devil's Liminal, which is a horror Yuri VN set in the 2000s in Arizona. And a magic cat just showed us a Bible in a abandoned car. So things are happening. Things are happening. TY, hope Yuri is Yuriing. It is. We held hands with a girl, so we are doing Yuri, which is good. Those were the goals for tonight. But yeah, I hope you had a great stream, Yuri. Obviously, if you need to like step away after stream and like, you know, rest or get ready for work or anything or eat or anything, don't feel obligated to stick around, but it's good to see you and it's good to have you here. Hope you're having a great one. I was doing my best to read some Latin, which is not a language I speak, despite my first and last name being Latin. Don't worry about it. Scientis bonum et malum was written in careful flowing script. A large unusual symbol was drawn over the remainder of the page. It was a hexagram with details that Margot couldn't quite make out. She started flipping through it. On the margins there were handwritten notes. Notes didn't look like they were about the Bible passages at all. Instead, the writing was strange. Origins of the world, recipes for things she didn't understand, instructions on how to deal with creatures she'd never even heard of before. It felt terrifying. It reminded her of some of the books in her father's shed. Oh. After flipping for a few pages, the cat yowled. Margot stopped and looked at the notes on the page.
To understand the voice of an animal, must be bitten by the animal, placed blood on a music box, and while the music plays, the animal will be able to speak if they wish to?
I gotta do this with Sorrel. I draw funny things in my Bible. Oh, I see, this is your Bible, Snom. Understood, we'll return it to you. Apologies for looking through it without permission. What would Sorrel say? Sorrel would say, give me pellets, give me hay. That's what he'd say. That's what I believe he would say. She muttered the instructions to herself, looking between the page and the cat. Is this real?
Is this real?
Oh, voice acting. Okay. Cat stared at her. This has to be a coincidence. There can't be a cat showing me how to make animals talk. I'm trapped. Could it be related? It seemed too supernatural. Even when she was a kid, she was really into the supernatural. Her favorite childhood movies usually involved ghosts, monsters, vampires. She vaguely remembered having a friend who was convinced that Margot was a vampire. You know what? If you're a kid and one of your friends thinks you're a vampire, you are literally killing it. I promise you this. You are killing it. You're doing great. At the time, Margot really wanted to believe they were right. Taking me back to the Twilight days. It meant that she could have a bigger, more interesting life outside of her trailer. She could be whisked away on some grand adventure. She felt embarrassed thinking about that time. Was she really so gullible? Reading the notes in the book. Why did she so desperately want everything in front of her to be real? She stared into the cat's eyes. What if she was just asleep, her head down on the park table, having another lucid dream? But what if it's real? What would it mean for her if this was real? Would it give purpose to her life? I don't know. Interesting. Margot's bedroom was getting dimmer. She didn't realize how long she'd been laying in bed. Her phone buzzed. She picked it up and rolled onto her back, holding the screen over her face. Is tomorrow good for the mall? Sure, what time? Around 12? Okay. Nikki used to be notoriously late all the time to everything. Margot wondered if her habits had changed and when she would actually expect Nikki to arrive. Always have that one friend, huh? There's always that one friend. She put her phone down and rolled back onto her stomach, continuing to read through the notes in the book. Well, let's let the cat bite us and see if it works. Let the cat bite us and see if it works, man. I think that'd be fun. Cat got things to say. Nikki hadn't changed. It had been over an hour since Nikki said she was on her way. Oh god, that is bad. She lived within walking distance, and Margot started to regret not meeting at her place. Margot texted, but Nikki hadn't responded. She considered the logistics. What if she started walking now? We tried sketching, but she still felt impatient. She thought about going back inside, but didn't want to interrupt her mother watching soap operas. After a while, Nikki pulled up. Nikki's car was a worn cream color with slightly torn seats. It always seemed to smell like burning rubber. How pleasant. Nikki pushed aside some old fast food trash from the passenger seat. Yeah. I can't lie, sometimes that's been me too. Especially when I worked a job where I had to drive all over the city all day, like just to different people's houses, and like I just needed food, so it was like, oh god, I just need to I'll take the trash out later. Hey, Margot hopped in. Nikki, it's good to see you. Yeah, same to you. Oh, she's cute. We both leaned over to hug. I don't think you'll be impressed with the mall. Why's that? Honestly, it's kinda small. And you can't go by yourself unless you're over 16. Well, that's crazy.
Seriously?
You can't even walk around? Yeah, they check IDs and everything. What the fuck? That's insane. I had to go with my sister when it first opened. Speaking of, do you have your ID with you? Margot double-checked her bag. You should have told us this beforehand. Yeah, I do. God. It was quiet, but all the stores were open. Margot looked around. The only other people she saw were employees and elderly couples. I think Sunday morning at the mall is for old people exercise. As long as you're over 16, right? We went into a department store. Nikki was eager to start trying things on. Margot went to look at jeans. Want me to help you find something? Is your size even in this section? Good, I found some things over here. That wasn't the nicest, Nikki. Yeah. Love Sundays at the mall? Yeah, they can be chill. Honestly, I really don't mind being at the mall when it's kind of quiet, because it's nice being able to actually look around without, dealing with tons of people. Hey, Brutal, how's it going? What's up, man? Good to see ya, good to see ya. Hope you're having a great night. Let me grab you a little shout out. Ooh, Brutal Smile. How you doing, how you doing? After hearing Nikki's question, Margot became more and more focused on the thought of her size. Yeah, I heard the question and I was like, that's a little mean, Nikki. Even if you don't mean it, it's a little bit. It's chillin', dude. Nope. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I hope it keeps being a chill night. Always good to see her around. I hope things have been good lately. It seemed like the more she thought about it, the more her clothing options dwindled. Just finished some TFT. Nice! I hope you won. I know some people very, very into TFT. Sundays were an excuse to force my mom into the Lego store and go to Tivana and try the new blends. Oh, I love that. Oh, man. Tea is so nice. I think we had Tivana in Canada for a bit, but they closed pretty fast, which is unfortunate. Friendship would end right there. I know I'm enough of a pushover that if I were in her position, I wouldn't say anything. I'd think about it for 6 months, you know? TFT's nuts, oh my god. Nah, Brutal, you know what they say, first the worst, second the best. You know, that's what they say. It's hard to find something. food court. After some more meandering, they decided to sit down and grab something to eat. They grabbed a small table behind some plants. I'm not sure what to do next. Move out of my parents, sure, but I guess community college? You still want to be a teacher? I think so. Whatever, I still have time to think about it. I have some friends in Phoenix who have been talking about renting an apartment together. Oh, cool. Also, my pop says can't help but joke about it, fair. Especially if you grow up with that kind of humor, you're gonna just kind of keep saying it. Okay, do you know where you're going to live? Not yet. Dorm? Any roommates? I still need to figure that out. I think there's a website for finding a roommate, but I'd rather just not have one. What's this? This is the early access version of a game called Devil's Liminal. It is a Yuri horror visual novel set in Arizona in the mid-2000s. Yeah, we're playing as Margot here, who, is back in town, working in her hometown for the summer until she goes to college, meeting some girls, maybe getting into some devilish stuff. We're gonna see. I'm doing it as part of the Choose Wisely Festival, which you can see in my pinned message in the chat. It's a sale and kind of like collection of games which focus on branching narratives and choices mattering. So there's a whole ton of games that are being sold or on sale or have demos available right now that all kind of focus around that concept. And all week I am streaming a selection of games that devs have reached out to me about and offered and thought might be a good fit for my streams. So this is day 3 of Choose Wisely for me. But I'm having fun with it so far. This is a very chill visual novel, but it's an interesting one. I'm invested in where it's going and just kind of Margot's sort of relationships with all these different people. It's I don't know, it's interesting. I always like those stories of someone just kind of trying to navigate life in their home, especially when they return to their hometown, that whole trope. I like it. It's interesting. I'm all starting to fill up, or especially a small town with something going on in it. Those stories are always fun. Have you hung out with anyone since you've been back?
Well,
besides your dirtbag ex, yeah, fuck Lee. Now let's mention Beck.
Well,
I made a new friend at work. She used to live here, but I guess her mom moved away and then back. I know her. Her name is Beck. Beck, short for Rebecca? I think so. What does she look like? Tall and thin, bleached hair. That doesn't really narrow it down. Oh, I have a contact photo on my phone. Want to see that? Margot pulled out her phone and flipped to Beck's contact info to open the image. Nikki inspected it for a moment. She looks like a model. Like a suicide girl. Are you hanging out with a suicide girl? Not that I know of. I don't think I know her. You know what school she went to? Nope. They went quiet for a moment as they started digging into their food. What? You know about this cat? You still have a lot of pets, right? Yeah. You know much about cats? Of course. I found this weird cat the other day. All cats are weird. No, this one's magic cat weird. This one seems to follow me around a lot. I think sometimes she gets into my room. Isn't there still a hole in your floor? Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe she had kittens under your place. Yeah, I thought about that. Margot thought about how to word the next part. Nikki used to go to church a lot, and what happened still felt like a wild dream. I feel like she's trying to show me something. Probably the kittens. I mean, do cats like collecting stuff? Do they bury their toys? No, you're thinking of dogs. Oh, I think this cat is doing that. It's probably been around a lot of dogs then. I love Nikki just being having the most normal logic answers. Margot stood in front of her mirror, looking at the jeans she purchased earlier in the day. The mirror had a large crack in it, so Margot had to shift around a bit. She had a pile of shirts sitting on her bed to see what went with which jeans. Wow, my tongue got a little twisted there. Looking at the mirror, she thought about her conversation earlier with Nikki. She decided to text Beck. Hey, what school did you go to when you lived here? What if we were in class together, lol? We were, in kindergarten. Oh shit, we used to play together all the time. Oh shit, okay, that explains a little bit more why, Beck, approached us to begin with, I see. Wait, seriously? Yeah, we were dating, haha. Oh my god, we were the childhood friends who liked each other. I thought you were a vampire. So it was Beck who thought she was a vampire, and she vaguely remembered kissing someone on the bus. Sorry I didn't mention it sooner. I figured you didn't remember or recognize me. My name is different and I'm not a 5-year-old boy anymore, lol. I don't blame you, but I sure wasn't sure how to bring it up. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. It's pretty cool that we're friends again. I remember... Let's be a little forward. We'll go with the bus memory. Remember you were my first kiss. You asked me on the bus if I wanted to be your girlfriend. Very romantic. We never talked about breaking up, right? Guess that means we're still dating. LOL, I guess so. We touched scraped knees one time. Things were pretty serious between us. I feel like I've been thinking more about when I was a kid. Maybe because you're going to college soon to be an adult? It does make sense. Dane. Okay, we're in. We have the whole childhood girlfriend thing. We're in. Can't fumble this. Margot's alarm hadn't gone off yet, but she felt awake. What even is the screen? Oh man. She tried to move to check her phone, but something was on top of her. The cat was back in her room, sprawled out on her chest. She thought about what Nikki suggested. Was the cat living under her floor? Margot turned her head to look at the gap between the intact floor and the slab of wood covering the hole in her room. Margot had always been afraid of it, thinking that cockroaches would crawl in. Ugh. In comparison, a cat was much better. Margot remembered the book. She glanced down at the cat still laying on her. Are you here to remind me? The cat stared back. What if the cat really was that girl from her dream? What if she really did need help? Margot thought of the passage in the book. If she could find a music box, she could see what would happen. Let's do it! I want to talk to the magic cat. Music box. And her blood. She was stuck on the idea of her blood being involved in the mix. She didn't know if she was sick or not. She didn't know how to get tested. Actually, yeah, that's fair. Actually, maybe letting wild animals bite us and making sure that we bleed from us. We might need a tetanus shot, actually. Margot continued to lay on her back, staring up at the ceiling. Can't believe I was here like, oh shit, yeah, let's do it. Let's try this. I would do this. I would get fucking tetanus, dude. In the other room, she could hear her mother watching the news. It sounded like something about a string of grave robberies. Does that actually still happen? Apparently, people in town were worried that it was for a satanic cult. Margot thought about the other things she would hear on the news, like stories about UFOs in Phoenix. If it's just people who want the world to be a more exciting place? Is she any different from them? Margot absent-mindedly pet the cat. What if you can really talk? What would you say? Food, please. After a while, there was the familiar knock at her door. The cat jumped off her bed and disappeared before Margot's mother opened the door. Are you up for work?
Yes.
I can't drive you today. Okay. You really need to learn how to drive. How? Ask one of your little friends. She left the room. Oh. Okay. Margot got up and got ready. She realized she needed to ask her mother for help with getting the music box. In the living room, Margot's mother was in front of the television.
Mom?
We have a music box? Why? I read an article about them recently. Oh. Do we have a music box? Check Danny's pawn shop. Who's Danny? There are only a couple of pawn shops around, so Margot figured she could find out which one that was. She went to the door ready to head out. Why not have your little friend in the convertible teach you how to drive? Margot left. Mom, please be nice. What the heck? Please. It was time to start her pawn shop mission. She stopped by the one closest to home. Margot went inside. The pawn shop had the typical dusty mothball smell of a second-hand store. Around her were cluttered shelves of old cameras and novelty knives under glass displays. She kept thinking about how cagey her mother was with details. Danny owns a pawn shop. Margot couldn't help but sigh deeply at the thought. He must be this secret boyfriend that she's been visiting. Ugh. Margot didn't want to interact with him, but knew she had to. As she was lost in thought, the shop owner came out from the back room. He had a little "Hello, my name is" badge on his chest with Danny written in. Let me know if you need help finding anything. Oh, Danny looks kinda nice. He looks friendly.
Okay.
Thanks. Margot couldn't help but analyze him on the spot. He's not ugly, and he's a business owner. Maybe it's okay? Danny stared back. You look familiar. Have you sold anything here before? There was a pause as Margot mulled over what to say. Oh, wait. Are you Enos's daughter?
Yeah.
He nodded a bit. She was right. You look nothing like her. What? Okay. Just like the photo, though. Margot wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. You have any music boxes? Oh, sure. Anything specific? One that plays for a long time? He nodded and walked down an aisle. After some shuffling, he pulled out a box. Go ahead and see if you like this one. A lady brought it in last week. Well, overall he seems nice. I think the one "you look nothing like her" comment isn't the worst thing to be told, honestly. I think it's just more him being like, oh hey, not much of a resemblance, oh that's funny. Conversation, Hopefully he's nice. The trailer was dark and empty. Margot supposed her mother was out. Maybe with Danny. She went to her room, music box in her bag. She briefly glanced at her reflection in the mirror. Danny was right. She didn't look like her mother. She resented how much she looked like her father. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have some complicated feelings about Dad, huh? Margot shook her head, trying to focus. She set up a spot on the floor with the music box and Bible in front of her. She eyed the music box. It had a small dancer holding a black sword with an unusual handle. It looked like it might actually be a sharpened piece of metal. The whole box had a handmade quality to it. The cat came up behind her and circled around to sit by the music box. She stared intently. You have to bite me, right? Yeah, how do we convince a cat to bite us? What if I'm sick? What if you're sick? Margot briefly considered the consequences. Tetanus. Tetanus! An infection? Before Margot could think about it anymore, the cat latched onto her hand, drawing blood. Margot stifled a yelp. Ugh. Holding her bleeding hand, she placed the wound on the dancer's saber. Ooh, that's metal as hell, though. Ballerina with a sword and we're putting our blood on it? That's sick as hell. It's totally metal. That's cool as shit. Margot bit her lip, trying to ignore the pain. With the blood in place, she wound up the box. Maybe if she put on hand sanitizer now it would be okay. That's not how that works. She dug into her bag, trying to find the small bottle. Oh, dude, that's gonna sting so bad. A little song started to play. Margot's attention snapped from her bag to the cat.
Is it working?
It was the same voice. This was the girl.
I need you to do one more thing. The steps should be in the book. I need hair from your mother and father.
I don't know where our dad is.
Then burn it.
The music box stopped and she started meowing again. Margot stared, her mouth open. She could feel her mouth going dry.
How?
She looked down at the music box to check if the blood was there. It was.
Were you in my dream?
That's crazy. Cat nudged around the book, flipping pages. She loudly meowed again. Margot looked at the page.
Grab hair from parents around the box. Set it on fire.
Margot read the steps over and over. Collect the hair, add more blood, set it on fire. That's a little scary. She looked at her hands. She looked at the blood drying on her palm. She wondered if she was okay. We might have tetanus. I'm gonna be so real. We might have tetanus. It was happening again. The girl was in her room again.
Now you know what to do. One more step to free me.
Hey, Kazu! How's it going? How's your night been? Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Aw, shit, you were playing some more Cold Steel. Nice, I hope that went well. I hope you had fun. I'll have to go back and take a look later. Good to see you.
I'll try to do it tomorrow, but I still don't really understand. You never told me why I need to help you.
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, she is just avoiding the question, huh? Doing good, feeling a bit exhausted? Oh, definitely, lie down and take a rest if you can. I'm sure, I think you've earned it at this point. How's the game? It's been interesting so far. You know, there's a girl in our dreams who's also a magic cat who's telling us to do devil rituals. So, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. During lunch, Margot had a text from Lee. Oh, fuck, no. Sorry I left the movie early. You took fucking days to say this? I got a call from my new job, so I had to go. You fucking liar. Thank you for the stretch and the thirsty, Kazu. Have a nice little sip of my tea before we keep reading. Anyways, Lee's a fucking liar. If that was true, why didn't you tell us in the moment? Jade had told her that Lee said he had an argument with someone. Was it over the phone? Are you apologizing now? It's been days. Better late than never, lol. Ugh. I'm working at a restaurant if you want to stop by. Margot put away her phone. Tonight she had to help that girl. Oof. The trailer was empty. Her mother wasn't home. Margot thought it would be safe to get... Oh. You think you're real fucking funny, huh, Kazukitsu? You think you're a real funny guy? You think you're a real funny dude? Brutal. Beat him up. Get him for me. Margot thought it would be safe to get dishes for herself. She went to her mother's room. In the dresser, she found the bottom drawer stacked with everything from the kitchen. She grabbed what she needed and left. After cooking, she sat on the couch. She wasn't alone. The cat was there, watching her. Oh, hey. You want me to get the hair? The cat started walking across Margot's lap, making it harder to hold her bowl. Okay. Let me finish eating first. I mean, it seems like our dad isn't really, around. Is there any way we can actually get his hair? I'm not sure. That seems like it would be hard, you know what I mean? That seems like it would not be an easy thing to do. Oh, man. I'm just thinking about it and I'm like, yeah, that seems tricky. She hadn't really stopped to seriously consider what was about to happen. In the past, Margot had always said yes to anyone and anything. At this point, it was reflexive. Oh, girl, that's not a good habit. I get it, but that's not a good habit. She made friends by helping people with their homework when they asked. She got into her private school by accepting an invitation to a gifted summer camp. It had always worked out for her. She had to wonder, what was she saying yes to this time? Yeah, this is a little suspicious. It's a little sus. Why did she feel a pain of guilt from even considering saying no to the girl in her dreams? Margot finished up her food and washed the dishes. She checked her phone in the driveway before heading back to her mother's room. After putting the dishes back in the dresser, she started looking for hair. In the dresser was one of her father's old combs and an old brush. Oh, okay, I guess we kept those. Margot felt herself holding her breath, afraid of making a single sound or wrong move. She pocketed the hair and left the room, careful to make sure everything was the same. Man, if our dad is, like, passed, I feel kind of weird about just taking, you know, stuff from his old belongings, I guess. Feels weird. I don't know. It's just me. In her room, she packed her bag. Music box, book, hair, hand sanitizer, flashlight. Matches. She needed matches. Margot hurried to the kitchen and grabbed a box of matches from the cupboard. When she returned to her room, she looked at the cat. Are you ready? Oh, we're gonna go do it out at the car? I mean, I guess that is one place to do it and not get caught. That's true. That's a fair point. It's definitely a fair point. Oh man. The cat followed along beside her. Margot figured the best place to do this would be out in the desert. They returned to the car where Margot first found the book. Margot crouched down in the sand and laid out the necessary items. She coiled the hair around the dancer. Its little sword still had her dried blood on it. She breathed in and pushed the raw spot on her hand down on its edge. Oh, jeez. Again, she bit her lip in pain. Right, he's in a ditch with some dirt. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Brutal. I can always count on you. One true homie. With new blood on it, she turned the key to let it play. Well, we're not being given any other options here. Oh boy, I wonder what we're gonna do. Should we start the devil's ritual, probably, that we don't actually know what it does? Guess so, let's do it. Final step. She struck one of the matches. For a moment she paused, watching the flames slowly travel down the stick. What was about to happen? Was this right? Oh my god, Kazu, listen. You brought this upon yourself. You knew what you were getting into. You made a choice. I'm just saying. She didn't understand the situation. Fire? Ah, Brutal would also just do the devil's ritual. I see. But she dropped the match onto the music box. It quickly caught fire. Ellipses cat. With everything set in motion, Margot looked at the cat in front of her. The cat's pupils were wide. The flame reflected in her eyes. The flame grew bigger. Margot couldn't look away. She couldn't look away from the cat's eyes. Arson? Yes. Did I deserve this? No. That's crazy. Around them, the world seemed to disappear. Fire petered out. Stars, the distant lights dotting the mountains. Everything was gone. Guys, I think we might have made a mistake. I think this might not have been the best decision to make, but, that's just... I don't know. I know it was a magic cat, and I was having a pretty good time with the magic cat. I have a feeling the magic cat might not have the best interests in mind, A little bit worried about if the magic cat is dragging us into something that we would rather not be dragged into. You know what I mean? Oh boy, let's see where this goes. They were the only things left. Cat flinched and yowled. Her eyes grew bigger, seemingly bursting from her skull. Her shoulder blades and joints stretched, the surrounding fur tearing away to hang slack from her body. Okay, that's scary. Last time I hung out with a magic cat, I woke up in the Arizona desert in Navajo Nation, covered in coyote bites. Well, the snom, I feel like that's where this could end up going too, you know what I mean? Glad to hear we have an expert about magic cats in the chat, though. Very helpful. Very helpful. Her bone and muscle jutted out. The yowls gave way to human screams. Oh. Margot desperately wanted to look away. She had to look away. But she didn't. The smell was sickening, like burning and rot. Fresh skin bloomed across the exposed muscles. No. Oh boy. The girl stayed hunched over, holding her stomach. She started to cough and gurgle. Ugh. She vomited. Ugh. Chunks of bone and coagulated blood landed on the void between them. Ugh. I always have trouble with that word.
This isn't right.
She wheezed out her words between sputters. Her gaze moved from the ground to Margot's face. Tears and blood ran down her face. Her hair stuck to the sweat on her forehead and neck. Yeah, guys, the more we're doing here, the more I'm like, I don't know if this was, like, a good idea. Oh, man. I don't know if we made a good choice here. I'm gonna be real. It's a little scary. Just a little bit.
Something went wrong.
Margot still couldn't move, react.
Did I do something wrong?
Words seemed to take all of her strength. The girl stared at Margot, clenching her teeth. She tried to stand up but fell back down. Okay. What did you do? I don't know. The girl crawled to the book and scrambled through the pages. As she moved, Margot noticed a large tattoo on her back. It was the same thing as the symbol in the book. The girl's eyes darted across each page. This can't be right. Yeah, we might need some Ghostbusters. Yeah, we should call him. Rudel, Kazu, Snom, can one of you guys get him on the phone, please? There has to be another reason. She shut the book and wobbled again to her feet. Wonder if maybe we didn't actually grab Dad's hair. Her knees shook as she stumbled to Margot. Margot wanted to move away as the girl placed her hands on Margot's shoulders. Margot could still smell the blood on her. The girl closely inspected Margot's face. She turned away and started slowly walking. We're heading back. Margot came to her senses. Wait, but you're... The girl shook her head. No one else can see me. Thanks to you, I hardly exist. Ooh, yeah, we fucked up. We fucked up hard. Uh-oh. Etoble. I know what the situation calls for. There we go. The lights were still off. The girl locked herself in the bathroom. Margot went to her room. She felt too shell-shocked to do anything besides sit on her bed and wait. The door cracked open. Margot quickly wiped her face. 516718 trap. The girl walked in and grabbed the book from Margot's bag. Actual number? Do you know what happens if you actually call it? I'm a little curious now. Huh. The girl looked from her book to Margot and back to her book. Finally, she looked up, visibly exasperated.
This is ridiculous.
I can only find one reason for this happening. I guess I'll start by asking, do you have a soul? What? I guess? Bro, what if we're soulless? That'd be crazy. I'm not dead or anything. The girl sighed to herself. Maybe your memory was erased. You could be reanimated. What's going on? What do you mean? You were a cat and now you're human. And you're asking about my soul now? It's unimportant. What's your name? She looked at Margot, considering her answer.
Clara.
What happens now? That's why I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to figure that out. In any case, I don't have a body now. I'm stuck. There was an abrupt yell. Thank you for the dote, Kazu. Give it a second. It'll load in. It'll load in. Eventually, we'll get there. Here it comes. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Margot's bedroom door flew open, slamming against the wall. You went through my things! She held a bowl in her hand. I guess we have to try to explain. Nah. VTube Studio just lags when the dote gets redeemed. It's a problem that everybody I know who has that redeem has had with it. Unfortunately. It's hard because it's like I really like the redeem, but yeah, it makes everything kind of like freeze up for a minute until the redeem actually loads in. Which is fun. Alright, I guess Mom, I just wanted to eat breakfast. Can I not just grab a bowl when you're not home? Please? I think that's a pretty normal thing to do. Please. Please. I needed to eat. All day I'm on my feet. And then I have to come home to do dishes. I washed it. I have to redo them. And now you're going through my things. Do I need to put a padlock on my door? I needed to eat. You hid all the dishes in your room. You're a little piggy, that's the problem. Whoa! What the fuck, Mom? I need you to get up and wash this. It's already clean. She approached Margot's bed and grabbed her hair. Oh, Jesus. Push her away, I guess. Margot shoved her away. Her mother crumpled to the ground. She started screaming. Don't! Don't you lay a finger on me! You're 18 now! Next time, I will call the police! Then you're out of here! She got up, clutching the bowl. Jesus. Okay, I know we have to be here for the summer, but I think once we go to college, we should never come back. You can kiss college goodbye! No! She slammed the door shut. In a daze, Margot collapsed onto her bed just because we used a bowl? Her scalp throbbed. Her ears were ringing. Through the thin walls, she could hear the sink in the kitchen running. The sound of her mother cursing over and over under her breath about what would happen next time. All Margot could do was wait for it to end. That was rough. Clara was gone again. Just like when she was a cat. It was a rough scene. That was a pretty rough scene. Wednesday morning. In the morning, Margot quickly got ready. There was no sign of the cat, or was it Clara now? She wasn't hungry. She rushed past her mother in the living room and headed to work. She didn't want to give herself a moment alone with her mother or her time to think about the night before. Work. She had to keep her mind off of things. She had to compartmentalize. Thinking about the blood, the screaming, she couldn't let herself lose focus. Forcing herself to forget about her troubles is what got her into private school after all. She sifted through the paperwork. Her free hand combed through her hair, finding more loose clumps. Oh my god. Did her mom actually pull out some of her hair? That hurts like hell. That's crazy. It's a crazy thing to do. Jesus. Margot, we gotta get you out of here. She didn't realize how hard her mother had pulled at her hair. A sizable amount piled up on the floor next to her. Did it leave her with a bald spot? And another permanent visible scar? Ooh. Another thing she needed to distract herself from. She closed the file on the desk. Maybe she could try talking to a resident. Margot and Erica sat with one of the residents in the lounge. Gina, this is Margot. She's helping me out for the summer. Oh, nice to meet you. I don't know if you've heard about this, Margot, but Gina's receiving a Congressional Gold Medal next month.
Huh?
What's that? It's the highest civilian award. She was in the WASP program. Gina waved her hand. Margot politely smiled, not wanting to ask 2 questions in a row. Erica, you've bragged about me to everyone here. It's impressive. It makes you a celebrity. Gina chuckled. I just did what I had to do. Margot shyly listened as the two bantered. Come by. Where? Restaurant. You never told me the name. Why didn't you say something? Margot sighed. No, I don't want to hang out with Lee after last time. He was an asshole. She was conflicted. If she went home, maybe she could talk to Claire again. She could find out what's going on. However, she didn't want to be around her mother. Maybe if she spent enough time out, her mother would already be gone or asleep when she came home. But do we have to spend it with Lee? No! I was hoping I had a choice. Margot walked to the restaurant. It was a small hole in the wall near work. She looked around and found Lee sitting at a booth. He nodded at her. She breathed in. Hopefully he would be in a better mood today than he was at the movie. She sat down across from him. Well, you should not be having to hope that, like, he's in a good mood when you go talk to him. Ugh, I was starting to think I got stood up. Sorry again for leaving early. It's fine. He grumbled to himself. There's some crazy chicks out there. Why are you telling me this? He thought she left because of a work call. He shrugged. God, I can't stand this guy. I'll make it up to you. I'll get dinner, okay? I get a discount. Okay. He sucks so bad, dude. They ordered their food. How's your job going? Fine. I talked with a resident today. So you get to hang out with people all day? Sounds easy. I don't think that's fair. This is your first job, right? I don't know how hard it can be. Like, I think I'll have to quit this job pretty soon. Why? Didn't you just start? Yeah, but I don't think I'm getting paid enough. They want me to take drug tests. I don't want to deal with all that. Food arrived. Sat in silence. Lee briefly looked up at Margot. Is he talking about how he's gonna have to quit while we're eating at the place he works and using his discount? Like, dude, I'm not saying you should have to stay with your, like, minimum wage, you know, food service job, but don't talk about it while you're at that job. Why do you keep messing with your hair? Her hand was still running through her hair, pulling out more loose strands. She folded her hands in her lap. I'm just tired. Margot wanted to change the subject. Looking at Lee, she noticed he was wearing a necklace with a pentacle on it. Is your necklace new? Yeah, I got it at the head shop that opened like a month ago. I have a bunch of crystals and stuff. Huh. Like new age stuff? What was it that happened with Clara? Is it magic? Are you into that now? Maybe you should start going to church with me again. Oh boy. Oh my gosh! Ezequiel, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. It's good to meet you. Hope you're having a great night. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Glad you're enjoying your time here. I'm just wondering, speaking of, I found a weird Bible. How's it weird? It has a bunch of handwritten notes in it. Well, if it's a Bible, it can't be anything that weird. No, it's pretty weird. Margot picked at her food, pulling it apart. I guess not. You still living at home? For now, yeah. You got an apartment? Margot smiled. You've been trying to get one for a while, right? Yeah, I finally saved up enough for a deposit. Margot's mind wandered from home to Clara. Maybe that store would have something that could help Clara? Clara needed Margot to get a music box in the first place. Maybe there were things she would need for a spell or something that would fix whatever happened. How was it real? Was any of it real? This looks interesting. It is. I'm enjoying it so far. Very curious where the story is going to go, because it's that whole feeling of like something is definitely going wrong, but it's still just kind of bubbling under the surface enough that it doesn't feel that serious yet. Oh man. I'm curious what's gonna happen. You could come over after this. Check out my new place. Margot grimaced. Maybe another time. Margot came home and went straight into her room. All you need is Papa Snom with his trusty 10-pound Bible to smash demons. You know what? I believe in Papa Snom. I think he could do it. But not like that. Oh. I see what you mean now. Okay. Okay, I see what you mean now. I see, Snom. Alright. Whatever floats your boat, dude. Who am I to judge? Truly, who am I to judge? She wasn't happy about how dinner went. Lee's wallet went missing after she said she didn't want to see his apartment. I fucking hate this guy. For real. He sucks so bad. Oh my god, it's giving me like, ugh. I think the part of the problem is I have dealt with assholes like this and just kind of let them push me around in the past too, so I'm sitting here like, girl, no! I know how this ends and it isn't good. She did learn something useful.
Margot.
Oh my gosh, welcome Raiders! Hello! For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Aqua Sereni and I'm a mermaid VTuber who traded her brain cells for legs! Welcome on in, Lazy Moop! I hope you had a great stream! How was the Book of Hours? Ooh! Tonight I'm playing Devil's Liminal, which is a horror Yuri visual novel set in the mid-2000s in Arizona, and it's about, you know, kissing girls and making deals with the devil. But it's been fun so far. I'm having a good time with it, even though I hate the main character's dirtbag ex. If you need to step away after your stream, I know it can be tiring, feel free to, like, you know, step away, get food, water, take a break, do anything that you need to do for yourself. But it's nice to meet you and welcome in! Kissing girls? Where? We're gonna get there. I think this is one of our kissing girls options. I think this is one of them. She was, you know, a magic cat that probably was a girl that was cursed, and she needed us to do, like, you know, a magic ritual to turn her back into a person, but we fucked up the ritual. So now we're dealing with that. Also, thank you for the follow, Lazy Moob. Really nice to meet you. I appreciate having you in here. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, and Keigetsu, thank you as well. Appreciate it from both of you. Thank you, thank you. And very nice to meet you guys. Hope you're having a great night. I guess I will also say I am an official streamer for the Choose Wisely Festival, which is a collection of, you know, branching narrative and choice-driven games that are, like, have demos or sales up on Steam right now. If you looked in the pinned message in my chat, you should be able to find a link to it on Steam if you want to look through the games, including Devil's Liminal, if you're interested in any of it. Yeah, Horror Yuri, great combination. Great combination. We love to see it. And I'm also loving, like, the aesthetic of this, you know? I love anything that, like, really tries to style it, like, you know, kind of old CRT or, like, adventure game kind of pixel art. It's great. Night-night, I was only up right now because I'm finishing my college project, so have a great stream and bye-bye, 2 a.m. game. Oh, good night, Keigetsu. Sleep well. I hope your project went well. I hope to see you again later. Have a good night and a good day tomorrow. Sweet dreams. Alright, yeah, so we're just dealing with the fact that we fucked up the magic spell. Hopefully we can recover. Hopefully this doesn't have huge consequences. But I think it will. I think it will. Marco jumped in surprise. Hey. You're back! I can't go very far. Well, I had an idea. Oh? Apparently there's a store here that sells crystals and things. Maybe I could see if there's something useful for you. Like when I got the music box for you. Clara furrowed her eyebrows. Maybe let's emphasize that we want to help. You know, she's a little bit mad at us after we fucked this up. Let's just be like, I want to help. I want to make this right. I want to help.
Oh?
Why? Seems like something bad happened to you. You asked me in that dream to help you, right? So that's what I want to do. So then I owe you. No, nothing like that. Clara paced around the room for a moment, thinking over what to do. The first thing I need to do is see if you even have a soul. Get a clear quartz disc from that store of yours. And I need an instant camera. Okay. I feel like Margot is not that concerned that Clara seems to suspect we might not have a soul. I'd be a little bit more freaked out, I think, if it were me, but that's just me. Clara stopped in front of the door. That's enough for you to start with. Let me know when you have the materials. With that, she was gone. Bye. June 18th. Thursday. Margot needed to focus on work, but her mind kept drifting. She knew she needed to get the quartz for Clara, but why? How would she have or not have a soul? How did that work? Okay, we are questioning it a bit. Good. I'm glad, because I was sitting there, I was like, I think that it's concerning. It's a little scary, you know? All Margot could think of was fairy tales about people selling their souls to the devil. She sighed to herself. After what she had seen this week, maybe those stories didn't seem so outlandish. There was a knock at the door.
Heya!
Oh, hey, Beck, what's up? How's work? Another one of our kissing
Hi.
options. Good right now. Do you need help? Not really. My mom is here for a visit. I thought I'd stop by and see if you're free today. I wanted to check out downtown. Yeah, let's go downtown with Beck. I like Beck. Yeah, that sounds fun. Beck smiled. Great. I'll see you later then. With that, she left. Later, Margot met with Gina in the lounge. Margot, so nice to see you again. Oh, you were rather quiet last time.
Sorry.
I had some questions, but I didn't want to interrupt. What's on your mind, dearie? Margot twisted her hair between her fingers. I don't know a lot about the military. What's a WASP? Erica said that was a big accomplishment? Oh, it stands for Women Air Force Service Pilots. We were a group that helped the Air Force during World War II. Oh, wow! What sort of things did you do? Mainly transportation and target practice. Target practice? Yes, I towed the targets for anti-aircraft gun practice.
Seriously?
That is kind of crazy, wow. After talking for a while, Margot checked the time. She had to get ready to head out. Feel free to talk anytime. And so you know, I used to be a teacher. Don't be shy about asking questions next time. Margot smiled. Oh, I always like a nice old lady. A nice granny. I'll do my best. I hope they weren't practicing while she was still towing them. That would be crazy. Margot and Beck met up and walked around the square. There weren't many shops, and neither of them recognized any of the stores. I didn't expect so many new places to open. I think it's probably a cycle of stores closing and getting replaced. Yeah. It's sad, you know? Everyone I've talked to said they're looking forward to moving. That's true, actually. Literally everyone we've talked to is planning to move town. Just small town things, I guess. Even the new mall looked empty. What do you think will happen to this town? I don't know. Weather here is miserable anyway. I'm not surprised people want to leave. Is she the one who keeps inviting me to do stuff outside? I can't help that I like the outdoors. I like their back and forths. I think they're cute. Around the corner, Margot saw a shop with an unusually flashy display. Tapestries and crystals were displayed in the front window. Is this the place Lee mentioned? A store called Coco Pelli with Buddhist prayer flags in the window. I hate these kinds of places. Yeah. Feels kind of like applying Pascal's wager to everything. I'm gonna see if they explain that or if I need to Google it. They did not explain it. I'm Googling because I'm curious. Pascal's wager. Pascal's wager is a philosophical argument advanced by Blaise Pascal. The argument posits that individuals essentially engage in a life-defining gamble regarding the belief in the existence of God. Ah, okay. Okay. Oh, it's the whole idea that, like, even if God doesn't exist, you should still live as if God does, I guess. Because even if God doesn't exist, you lose nothing from, you know, basically trying to live a good life and be kind to others. I'm sure it's a lot more, like, complicated than that overall, but, like, that's the general idea from a quick skim of Wikipedia. Okay, that's that question answered. Love when a visual novel has, you know, references to these kind of things. That's how you know it's a real VN. It looked like any other generic New Age store. Margot wasn't surprised considering Lee seemed to like the place. She was disappointed. Yeah, fuck Lee. Hate that guy. Maybe this store wouldn't be helpful after all. She felt too anxious to go in anyway. Oh, we didn't even try looking around? Huh. Shops started to close, became noticeably quieter outside. We went to a nearby park, chatting at one of the ramadas.
Roll up your jeans.
Huh?
I want to check something. I rolled up her jeans. There was a large scar. Marco complied and rolled up her jeans. Her knees were covered in several small scars. I mentioned it when we were texting, that when we were kids, I wanted to touch knees so we could be blood bonded. And because you thought I was a vampire. Mike laughed. Of course, the most important part. A blood bond. Margot wondered if what she did for Clara would also be considered a blood bond. Maybe. We did definitely use blood magic.
Aside from granting you immortality, do you think it did anything?
Well...
Maybe it brought us back together. Is that weird to think?
Aw. I think it did. Maybe it did bring us back together. I haven't thought about it for years. But when my parents brought in mail, I used to ask them if they had a letter from you. I thought maybe one day you'd pop back up. Margot sighed to herself. How did I forget all of that stuff? You get older, it's silly kid stuff, you move on. Max smiled. Aw, it's nice that she's being so nice about it. Don Pataton! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome on in! For anyone who doesn't know me, hello, my name's Aqua Sereni, and I'm a mermaid VTuber who traded her brain cells for legs. I misspelled your channel name. I sure did. Let me redo this. Don Patapon. There we go. Reigning City Millions Recollections. Ooh, that sounds interesting. How did you like it? And hello, Super Twin. Good to see you. Hope you guys had a great stream. We are continuing my Choose Wisely Festival streams. Tonight we're playing a horror Yuri visual novel called Devil's Liminal. Having a good time with it. I hope you had a great stream. Of course, if you need to take a break after your stream and step away or take a break or anything, don't feel obligated to hang out or stick around, but it's good to see you. I hope you've been doing well. Oh man. I hope it's been a good time for you. Hope you've been having fun with it. Alright. But yeah, we're hanging out with our childhood friend we've been long reunited with. On the side, we are trying to help a kind of ghost girl maybe get her body back, and we're doing some blood magic. Don't worry about it, I'm sure it's gonna be fine, even though we already fucked up some of the blood magic. But for now, we're just hanging out, we're just chilling, we're having a normal night. You know, we're talking to Beck. I thought about you too. Yeah? I worried about you. What do you mean? Beck shook her head. Oh, it's nothing. Yeah, horror Yuri hype! It's a good genre! It's a good genre. While they were on the topic of blood bonds, Mariko desperately wanted to talk to Beck about the Clara situation. She wanted anyone to talk to so she could wrap her head around what had happened. Hey, I've been meaning to ask you. What's up? Why were you so freaked out by that cat the other day? How do I explain? You know how sometimes dogs have human eyes? Sure. That's what the cat was like. See, this is cracking me up a little bit because this is what people always say about my pet rabbit. They say he has people eyes and he looks like a sad Victorian orphan boy. Maybe to see if I can pull up a picture of him. I'm gonna grab a picture of my rabbit and show you guys. Where did I put these files? Give me a minute. I need to find a good one. My precious, precious boy. Let's see. Oh man, I need to learn to start organizing my files, you guys. I need to organize my files and not just throw things wherever I want to. Wherever's most convenient in the moment. Okay, this isn't a bad one. Okay, let me add this. Okay, yeah. People tell me he looks like a sad little Victorian orphan in a rabbit's body. But I just think he's a baby. That's my opinion. I don't know what else to tell ya. He is baby. That's my little boy. My evil little boy. Actually, this photo's really funny too. We're gonna throw up one more. Gonna throw up one more. He's hungry! Look at him, he loves his lettuce. He's my baby boy. This is Sorrel. He's so cute. But yeah, people have told me they think his eyes are weird. They think he looks like he's got people eyes. So that's all I can think of talking about this in the VN. My rabbit with people eyes. I love him so much. Alright though, staring into my soul, he's just a little boy. Be nice. Be nice, he's just a little boy. He might be a Victorian orphan who died tragically, reborn into a rabbit's body, but he's a little boy. Cat was like a dog with human eyes? Yes, exactly! Like a rabbit with human eyes. Margot came home. Oh man, what if Sorrel wants me to do blood magic? I couldn't say no to him. I would do it if my rabbit asked me. In her room, Clara sat neatly on the floor, legs folded under her, looking through her book. She turned to look at Margot. Have anything for me?
No.
Not yet. I did scope out the store. Margot sat down next to Clara. I don't know if it'll be helpful. Do you want to go with me to check? I want to make sure I get the right thing. Clara shrugged. If you bring my book with you, I can. But... She looked away. I don't feel comfortable being outside in this body. You said no one else can see you, right? It doesn't change how I feel. I'm still getting used to being human again. How long were you a cat? Clara shook her head. Another time. Okay. Clara turned her attention back to her book. Clara furrowed her brow. Is this magic? Stuff with the music box, your book?
Oh, no.
Is far too condensed on an understanding of what's going on. So what is it? I'm sorry, I just saw what Chim said. The beast hungers. What the heck? But also, I need to give you a shout out. Hello, Chim. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. There we go, there we go. Hope you're doing well. 18 years. 18. Oh! That's how long you were a cat? Yes. Margot was taken aback. That's a long time to be a cat. You're doing pretty good? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, as always. Since I was a baby, you're not even born yet. Yes. So how old are you then? Clara seemed to be fully focused on her book again. Oh, she's old. Any Hague Maxers in chat? Any Hague lovers in chat? Margot sat with Gina before lunch. Sometimes I get visits from former students. How's this game so far? I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm definitely like, especially I feel like now that we're getting into the blood magic stuff and like, you know, a lot of the details of like the personal drama, I'm definitely enjoying it. It's interesting. It's lovely seeing them grow up, start families, accomplish some wonderful things. Speaking of that, do you have any plans for Father's Day? Is that today? It is. It hasn't come up, I guess. I see. Margot quietly sat for a moment, thinking of a way to change the subject. That's awkward. I don't know if 100% for sure, but from the way the game's been going, I legit think our dad is dead. Which is Really, really awkward. Oh, I just remembered. Could I ask for a favor? Of course. What is it? Lately, I've been thinking about things I still want to learn. There's a book that I would like to borrow from the library. Could you see if that's possible? Sure. Margot wrote down the name of the book to pass on to Erica later. Alright. You ready to give this a shot? After work. Margot stood outside of the shop. She had to get over her shyness. She had to do this. She was responsible for what happened to Clara, after all. After taking a deep breath, she stepped inside. Margot glanced around the store. Let me know if you need help finding anything. The store owner looked exactly how Margot expected. Oh man. A few bits and bobs of turquoise jewelry, a little sunburned with a tattoo peeking out from her shirt. She glanced around. She didn't immediately see what Clara needed. Did she even know what quartz looks like? You have clear quartz in a disc shape. I'll check. I don't usually get such specific requests. It's for a craft project. Store owner nodded and went back to check. Oh my gosh, I'm stumbling over my words tonight. Now let's have a little sip of tea. Hopefully that'll help. Okay. Margot shifted from foot to foot. She glanced around. There were some teas, some books, and a confusing assortment of international items. What sort of books were there? Lucky you. She placed the disc on the counter for Margot. Yay, we got it! In her room, Margot glanced down at Clara's book. She had stopped carrying it with her so Clara could have time alone to study. It should be fine while both her and her mother are at work, right? Margot looked around. No sign of Clara. How was she supposed to get a hold of her? I don't know. Margot set her bag down on her bed and pulled the quartz out.
Clara?
There was a voice behind her.
Yes?
You have it. Margot turned around. You're here. Clara stepped beside her and picked up the quartz. She held it up, examining the light coming through it. This will do. Do you have a camera? Margot thought for a second. I think my dad might have an old instant camera in the shed. Clara walked to the door. Margot felt a jolt of fear. She didn't know when her mother would be home. Are you sure no one else can see you? Yes. What about hearing you? No. They can't hear you talking to me either. How? Clara walked out the door. No time for that. Clara and Margot carefully looked through the boxes of old art supplies. She held up a book to Clara. Someone at work mentioned this to me today. Maybe I should read it? Clara briefly glanced over at Margot before continuing to look through the box in front of her. Bardol Thodol? What is it? Margot glanced down at the book in her hand. I don't know. My dad has a bunch of stuff like this. Back in Margot's room, Clara disassembled the camera. Oh. So your father was an artist? Sort of. She pieced it back together, the quartz serving as a lens. After assessing her work, she pointed the camera at Margot. Smile. Margot glanced up as Clara snapped a picture. Photograph paper popped out. Clara set the picture down on the nightstand to develop. What does the quartz do? Something like spirit photography. Oh, is she seeing if she can, like, photograph our soul or something? That might do it. That'd be kind of interesting. Clara picked up the picture and examined it. Margot looked over her shoulder. Oh, that's not normal. That's definitely not normal. It had finished developing, but it was strange. Maybe the paper was too old? It had Margot caught in a candid pose. Yeah, welp. Her face was covered with an unusual flower. It reminded her of the passion flowers she saw in the park with Beck. Me too, Chim. Around her, it looked like the creases in the photo paper were bleeding. In a way, it reminded her of arms. Ew, scary. Clara muttered to herself.
Oh, no.
That can't be right. She laid the photograph back down and went to her book. Margot waited. Why didn't you tell me? What? This is a demon's imprint. You don't have a soul after all. Whoa, yikes, uh-oh. That's why it didn't work. Clara turned to Margot. You thought I wouldn't find out. I didn't know, girl. How would I know? I didn't know. Yeah, literally. I don't even know what you're talking about. Maybe there's a way to get it back, or construct a new one. We need one so I can have a body. Clara looked off into the distance, her voice getting quieter and quieter. If I could find him, he would know what to do. Margot looked at Clara. Should I be worried about not having a soul and everything? I think yes. I think that is a worrying thing. I would be worried if I were you, Margot. Clara snapped her attention back to Margot.
Yes?
I need to do more research. Take me to the library as soon as you can. Okay, I can do that. In the meanwhile, be very cautious with the book. Margot nodded. I need to make sure you don't die. Otherwise, we both face nothingness. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Hey, June 20th. Saturday morning. Margot woke up feeling sweaty. Air conditioning must have stopped working. She got up and walked past the kitchen to the hallway. She checked the bathroom, but it was in use. Margot returned to her room. She needed a distraction. Last night it was hard for her to fall asleep. She kept thinking about the photograph. Red lines coursing through it. Claire's assertion that she was soulless. Thinking about it all, it was the same feeling in her chest when she got accepted to the college she wanted. She twisted the fabric at the hem of her shirt. Crazy that those are the same feeling, huh? Why was she like this? Why did she want these things to be real? Things Clara told her would only make her look forward to what would happen next. Girl's excited to not have a soul. That's crazy. She shook her head. She had to stop thinking like that. It wasn't right. This was dangerous. She had to be calculated with her risks, and she had to plan ahead. Think about school, think about work. She couldn't be gullible. She realized she hadn't heard from her private school friends in a while. That would be better to focus on. She pulled out her laptop and signed in. There was a group chat with everyone coordinating 4th of July plans. I'm excited to meet up. Can everyone make it? I don't think I'll be able to make it. Miss you guys. Oh, Margot, I miss you. Excited to hear about California soon. None of her friends messaged her individually. How have you been? I hope your family has been alright. Wondering since you've been quiet in the group chat. I've been okay. I'm just busy with work. Been slacking on checking my messages, lol. I'm glad Karina's really nice and making sure to check in on her. It's good. There was one more unread message. Wanted to ask again if you know Victor Silva. My mom passed away a few years ago, so I only want closure. I don't want to bother you. Let me know if I have the wrong person. Is that our dad? Margot stared at her screen. What could she say? At some point, she had to try again to ask her mother. Margot checked the bathroom again. This time it was free. She went in. Margot looked at herself in the bathroom mirror. Her hair looked matted from the sweat. Ugh. It's always a gross feeling. She hopped in the shower and scrubbed away, comparing it to the dorm showers. Here, the same rusted pliers and large metal can were still in the bathroom. After all these years, the tub knots were still broken and the toilet still had to be manually flushed. It beat wearing flip-flops in the shower and walking down the dorm hallway in a wet towel. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. That's a pain. Through the running water, she heard footsteps. They stopped outside the door. The doorknob rattled. Margot didn't think to lock it. You need to finish your shower. I can't, there's still soap. Now! Turn off the water. I can't! I'm not done! Her mother yanked back the shower's curtain, startling Margot. Oh, jeez. Margot leaned against the wall, scrambling to cover herself with her hands. What are you doing? Her mother's expression did not change. I can't afford you running the water day and night. Let her take a shower. Oh my god, her mom sucks so bad. Her mother reached for the handle. Margot reached for it as well, their arms colliding. The pliers slid off the edge and into the tub, jabbing into her foot. Ow! So, you're back to your old habits. This is your last warning. If you hit me ever again, I will call the police. Blood trickled from her foot, mixing into the water. Mother looked down, lip twisting with revulsion. Margot, I'm sorry your mom sucks this bad. Clean that up. I'm not touching that. Your mom sucks so much. I'm sorry. She couldn't stay here. She couldn't stay here. I could go for a walk. She couldn't stay here. I could text someone. Margot carefully placed a bandage on her foot. Clara mentioned wanting to go to the library, right? And Beck always seemed happy to see Margot. I think in this situation I would choose Beck because we have, more of an actual, personal relationship with Beck, which I think would be helpful in this moment. Margot breathed deeply. She'll just text Beck and it'll be fine. Hey, are you free today? Yes! I was just thinking about texting you. Oh, what's up? Wanted to see if we could hang out. You don't have any plans in mind. Want to come over? We could spend the night too if you want. Sure. We're so in. We're so in, you guys. Want me to pick you up? Yes, please. Yeah, I think Beck was a good call. She can get us out of here and just be a good emotional support. Margot immediately went outside and walked to the shopping center parking lot. She didn't think about what to pack to stay over. The bag only had Claire's book in it. She just wanted to be out as soon as possible. Beck arrived soon after. Margot hopped in.
Heya!
You got everything you need?
Yeah.
It should be good. It felt like a weird thing to lie about. But Margot didn't want to think about anything. After driving for a bit, they reached Beck's place. Margot wasn't sure what she expected, but it was very different from hers. It was in one of the nicer neighborhoods across the train tracks, where every house seemed to be 2 floors with a pool in the backyard. Oh! Wow, Margot realized, considering Beck's car, she shouldn't be that surprised. Wow, your house looks really nice. Thanks, it's my mom's. Inside, Beck's house bordered on too cold. Beck's mother greeted them in the living room. She had her laptop with her on the couch. Hey girls! Wow, it's nice to see you again, Margot. It's been a long time. You were a little girl the last time I saw you. Wow, Beck's mom is so nice. Margot came over to shake her hand. She vaguely remembered seeing Beck's mother once or twice as a child. Hi. Nice to see you too. Thank you for having me over. Of course. Let me know if you need anything. I'm just going to check some work emails. She got up, taking her laptop to another room. Margot turned to Beck. Should I put my bag in your room? Yeah, I'll show you where it is. Well, I'm curious to see what her room looks like. Went up the stairs. Beck opened the door to her room and ushered Margot in. After you. Much like the rest of the house, her room felt huge. She had a computer desk in the corner and what looked like a walk-in closet. Wow. It seemed surprisingly tidy and soft. Every surface seemed to have a throw blanket or faux fur rug. Scented candles, huh? Yeah, is there a problem? It was just fluffier than I expected. Yeah, looking at her, I didn't, expect that, but I kinda think that's cute, you know? I like it. Beck shrugged. I like to be comfortable. Have you had lunch yet? No. I could make something. Like what? Whatever you want. How about pizza? Oh! I had pizza for dinner. What a coincidence. Okay. We went back downstairs and Beck started mixing and chopping. Margot sat down at the bar seating in the kitchen. What are you doing? making a pizza. Margot looked at the pile of chopped up cheese and vegetables in the dough Beck was mixing. From scratch? Of course, it's easy. You don't have to do all that for me. Beck rolled her eyes. I know I don't have to. I want to. Oh, she's very sweet. Do you at least want help?
Nope.
Margot watched. Beck seemed so automatic, Margot didn't think she even looked at a recipe. Once the pizza was in the oven, Beck came over to sit next to Margot. She's so nice, what the heck? I feel like this was a good choice. Where did you learn to cook like that? I just like trying out new recipes. Usually I think of something I like and see if I can make it. That's so cool. I wish I could cook. I could teach you. Yeah? If you could learn one thing to make, what would it be? Margot thought about it for a moment. She remembered for one of her vacations from school, her mother was in a particularly cheerful mood. Well, there was one time my mom made sopas? Say that right? Soup? No, I don't remember the full name. It's like a Portuguese beef stew. Where did your mom find a recipe like that? Her family immigrated from there. She said her aunt used to make it for the holidays. Oh, cool. My mom tried to make Korean food a few times, but couldn't find all the ingredients. It came out different. Oh man, I can imagine. Yeah, there's some stuff my mom only uses when we're visiting relatives in California. Hey, sane! When the pizza was done, they went back up to Beck's room. They sat on the floor together. Margot took a bite. This is so good. You think so? This might be the best pizza I've ever had. They ate in silence for a moment.
Beck?
Hey, Beck? What's up? Why did you decide to stay with your mom? She put her plate down. I fought with my dad a lot. Then my stepmom got pregnant. And we started fighting about how expensive it was for me to stay with them. I mentioned wanting to go to college, and he was really upset about how much that would cost. Oof. For a while, I had a hunch that my dad had pretty much moved on and wanted to focus on his new life. Felt like I was in the way. We had one really big fight. So I came here. What happened?
What?
I don't know, just dumb stuff. Just arguing about dumb stuff. There was a knock at the door. I feel like we didn't get much out of that. I wonder if that wasn't the best thing to pick there. Can I come in? Yep. Beck's mom opened the door. Sweetie, I'm heading to bed early tonight. You can stay up, just keep it down if you need to go downstairs, okay? No problem. Do either of you need anything? No, thanks though. Okay, good night, Becky. Aw, Becky. Good night, Mom. Love you. Love you too. That, she left. Margot turned to Beck.
Seriously?
Becky, huh?
What?
What? You're my mom now? It's just a very cute nickname for you. Wanna go head to bed, Becky? Beck blushed. Losing nickname privileges. If you can't even help your first child, I don't see her dad doing any better with another. I agree. I agree. I think he is not a good father if that's the way he treats either of his children. It doesn't matter if one's from, like, divorce or not. Becky, why? Nope, sorry, it's Rebecca from now on. Very well, Rebecca Flores. Beck cringed. Oh, it's worse somehow. Margot laughed. Alright. Margot looked at the time on her phone. I didn't realize it was late. We can get ready for bed if you want. I forgot something. What? I forgot my toothbrush. And pajamas. And charger. So what's in your bag? Margot remembered Claire's book. Oh, some books from work. Beck shrugged. You can use my stuff. Would your pajamas fit? Why wouldn't they? Margot thought Beck was trying to be nice, but she looked confused. You wear different sizes. Beck still looked confused. Margot wasn't sure what to say. I'll grab some things for you. She got up and went to her closet, grabbing some shorts and a shirt from a shelf. Margot stood up and Beck handed the bundle to her. Try these. The bathroom is across the hallway. There should be some extra toothbrushes and stuff too. After washing up, Margot tried on the clothes. Are they gonna... Yeah, they did not fit! They were too tight to wear to sleep. She sat on the side of the tub. She looked at the pattern in the tile. In the past, when she'd forgotten something, she'd have to borrow clothing or swimsuits from her friends' parents. Sometimes they'd still ask if it was too tight, if it was uncomfortable. Of course it was uncomfortable. Margot put back on her clothes and folded up the pile of pajamas. She returned to the bedroom. Beck looked confused. You gonna sleep in your jeans? I guess so. Why? The pajamas don't fit. Thanks, though. I placed the pile on her desk chair. I'll think of something else then. She meandered around for a moment. Oh, it sounds like my mom is still up. I can ask her, okay? Margot sat down on Beck's bed and sighed. Okay. What's up? Margot shook her head. She should stay positive. Oh, I forgot to ask. Where should I sleep? Either here in the guest room, up to you. We're gonna sleep in her room. Is it okay if I sleep here? Of course. I prefer that. Let's go! Yuri! Margot's face felt warm. After Beck borrowed pajamas from her mother for Margot, they lay down. Margot stared across the room. She had slept over at friends' houses before. In the same bed, even with friends who turned out to be cuddlers. Why did it feel different this time? Yuri! Yuri! Margot focused on every sound she made. Was she breathing too loud? Was she adjusting too much to get comfortable? She tried to relax. Margot listened to the sound of the blankets shifting. Beck rolled over. Margot felt Beck's hand on her waist. Whoa!
Hey.
Whoa! Her breath was warm on the back of Margot's neck. Whoa! Her voice was quiet, close to inaudible.
Thanks
Whoa!
for listening to me earlier.
Whoa! Margot slowly moved her hand. She reached out, touching her fingertips to Beck's. Whoa! Ayo! Ayo! Yuri moment. Yuri moment. Another strange dream. Margot wondered why she suddenly had so many lucid dreams. She thought it had been because of Clara, but she didn't see her this time. Examine living room. The other difference is that this time, Margot didn't feel like she was simply sitting up in her room. This was the living room. It didn't feel like the actual place. This one was larger, distorted. The lights were off, but the curtains on the door and the windows were open. By moonlight, Margot could see the details of the room. There was the sound of crickets in the distance. Her parents around?
Hello? Mom? Dad?
Margot shook her head. Out of habit, she called for her father. Oof. Ugh, will that ever change? Okay, oh wow, we get to explore, huh? Interesting, I wonder where I want to go first here. I was kind of tempted to check maybe our bedroom first. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do our bedroom first. Let's go in order. Margot lightly pushed the door. She expected it to open, but it wouldn't budge. She tried the doorknob. Endlessly twisted around and round as though it was broken. She couldn't figure out a way in. Parents' room? Is her mother here? Or a dream version of her? Margot went to her mother's room. She tried the knob. It wouldn't move at all. She tried pushing the door. Still nothing. There's no response. I'm a little nervous. Margot went into the hallway. She turned the knob on the bathroom door. A tentative touch seemed to be enough for the door to open. Unlike the living room, it was dark. The window was eerily bright but did not illuminate the space. Look in the bathroom, I guess. Mom? All the other doors seemed to be closed. Was she really having a dream about being all alone, locked up home? Let's turn on the light. Margot slid her hand along the inside wall, searching for the light switch. She felt the familiar shape and flipped it. The light bulb fuzzed, flashed for a moment, and popped. There would be no light. Oh, now we have to step inside. Margot looked closer and stepped inside. Something about the shapes in the bathroom seemed strange. Is this like a deer's skull? Weird. There's the sink, the tub, the toilet in their usual spots. But something was blocking the tub.
Are you in here?
Margot squinted her eyes. For some reason, Margot always felt uneasy about the bathroom. When she was little, she used to think it was because it was haunted. She noticed a strange smell. It started off musty, but the smell developed into something horrid. Margot held her hand to her nose. Bloody or maybe like rotting meat. Margot felt cold. She stepped back. Mom? There was no response.
Dad?
There was no response.
Hello?
This is creepy. Margot kept backing up. There was pressure on her ankle. She looked down. Fingers. Raw, pulsing fingers wrapped around her ankle. She yanked her leg away. She needed to run. What was that? What was that in the bathroom? Its grip tightened. It pulled, slamming her to the ground. She reached out, clawing around for something to hold on to. Her arms scraped against the plywood on the floor. She held onto the doorframe, trying not to get dragged into the bathroom. Into the tub. She squeezed her eyes shut. She didn't want to see it.
Please. Mom. Dad. Help.
Something grabbed her hands. She couldn't maintain her grip on the doorframe. She didn't want to look. See, the thing wrapped around her hands. Oh, jeez. Her arms were yanked forward hard. She felt the pressure on her ankle release. Margot scrambled to her feet, opening her eyes. She ran to the living room. She could leave through the front door. Now something was by the door. There was a sound behind her. Coughing, retching. Margot turned. It was... more people were here. There was a click at the door. Was it the lock? Early Sunday morning, yippee! It was still dark outside. Margot could barely see around the room. He was arguing. She held still, listening. Nick was standing next to the bed. Her arms were folded and an eyebrow raised. Clara was in front of Beck, her arms stiff at her sides, hands balled into tight fists.
You shouldn't have been there.
Her voice was a low growl. You shouldn't be able to see me.
What are you?
Oh?
What do you want with Margot?
The girls are fighting?
Clara,
How do you know my name?
Hello?
you're that cat from Margot's neighborhood, aren't you?
You just know
I
that?
knew I had a weird feeling that night.
Don't change the subject. Maybe Beck has some kind of like spirit sense? So have you been following Margot or something? Why would I tell you anything? Beck shook her head. Clara sighed. She looked over at Margot. I know you're awake. Beck glanced down at Margot. Margot sheepishly sat up. Hey guys, what's up? Margot, get your stuff. Let's go.
What?
What's going on? What was that thing? I thought we had plenty of time to figure things out, but that was a ghost, a dangerous one. So it wasn't just a nightmare. Could have hurt her. We need to go to your house and figure out what to do. Why do you need her isolated? Since you can turn into animals, are you a witch or something? Speculating about me isn't going to help Margot, but maybe you know more than you're letting on since you're able to talk to me. You really want to know why? It's because I have a blood bond with Margot. Oh shit, the blood bond! It was real! Oh fuck. What? I thought it didn't mean anything, but obviously it does. What did Beck mean? Why would touching bloody knees together matter so much? Clara turned from Beck back to Margot.
What?
Margot, is that true? Any other blood bonds I should know about? Clara's tone was cutting.
No.
Margot thought these blood bonds were more symbolic than anything. Did her blood actually do something magical for Beck and Clara? I mean, maybe because you're demon touched? I don't know, maybe. How? Clara took a deep breath.
Okay.
You know what? It's fine. We need to focus on the present. Let's go. Come on, you can talk to her tomorrow, can't you? Seems a little weird that you can't discuss things in front of me. Why? It's a personal matter. Well, I saw it too. But I think it's ultimately up to Margot. Beck smiled weakly at Margot. I trust whatever decision you make. Margot glanced between them. Her brain was still foggy from waking up, but she trusted Beck. That's why she wanted to stay at her house, after all. However, Clara had a good point. How did their childish bond make it so that Beck could be in her dream or see Clara? Surely Clara actually knew what to do about the ghost in her dream. I think if Beck can see Clara and, saw other things, she's already a part of this. She had to trust Beck. She needed to believe there's a reasonable explanation. Margot turned to Clara. I'm sorry. Can we talk about this with Beck too?
No.
Clara turned away. Ooh. Will I be safe in the meanwhile? We'll talk later. I'd like some alone time to think things over. Welp. Slowly, with the sunlight from Beck's window, Margot woke up. What exactly happened the night before? Clara had been in her dreams before, but Beck? And what was the thing, the ghost she saw? Margot sat up, eager to talk about everything with Beck. She looked over. Beck was still asleep. Well, she clutched her pillow tightly in her arms, her hair ruffled. Margot watched her. She wondered, what kind of dreams did Beck have? Margot hoped they were more peaceful than hers. Beck stirred a bit, loosening her grip on the pillow. She yawned, opening her eyes. She looked up at Margot.
Hey.
Watching me sleep? Margot looked away. How are you feeling? Anything else happened last night?
No.
Pretty uneventful after we went back to sleep. Beck nodded a little to herself. I'm happy to hear. She propped herself up on her elbow. You want to talk about what happened in your dream?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get some breakfast. There's a cafe nearby. Beck started to get up. Wait. She turned back to Margot. What's up? Aren't you freaked out? Guess I expected a bigger reaction after seeing the ghost and the stuff about the cat. Oh, yeah. I thought I've been hallucinating or the stress is getting to me or something. Yeah. I looked pensive. Things haven't exactly been normal for me either. Ever since our blood bond, I've been able to see things. See things? Yeah, I thought it was stress too. I was so young, my parents separated, I started moving a lot. Like maybe I invented these imaginary things to cope with it. Sometimes it was like something from a horror movie. So you did give her spirit sight. It keeps happening. Like you said, I don't know if I was hallucinating or what. Is it messed up that I'm glad weird things are happening to you too? So that I know it's real and we can talk about it together? Could still be fully a What's that? Shared delusion. Beck laughed a little to herself. Could be worse. Margot and Beck found a spot in the back of the cafe, out of earshot of the other patrons. They curled up on an old plush couch. Beck took a sip from her coffee. They both stared off. After leaving Beck's bedroom, they hadn't spoken. Margot's mouth was dry. It was starting to fully hit Margot how drained she felt. She suspected that Beck felt the same. In the corner of the shop, a television played the news. It was a follow-up to the report Margot's mother watched days ago. There were more suspected grave robberies. More? The reporter hypothesized a new satanic panic on the horizon. Oh, what a coincidence. Beck cleared her throat. Clara said there was a ghost. It was dangerous?
Yeah?
Do you know why a ghost would be after you? Not really. I don't understand why it was in the bathroom. None of it makes sense. Yeah. We were able to pull you away from it. It was dragging you in there. It smelled so bad. I didn't even know ghosts could have a smell. Margot turned to Beck. Uh-oh, stinky. So, how were you able to see her? How did you know she was the cat? Is that what you were talking about earlier? Yeah. I think I can see what you see sometimes. Like what? Well, Clara and, your eye. I saw when he, Margot tensed up. Sorry. Margot grimaced. What else had she seen? I think it all goes back to the blood bond. I guess that's also why you were able to be in my dream. Yeah. But I don't think it was just a dream. It felt more solid, I guess.
What?
What else would it be? I don't know. Margot shook her head. Don't little kids do that stuff all the time? I feel like things have only been getting worse since I came home. What else has been going on? Earlier this week, Clara mentioned something about a demon, too. She took this weird photo of me. I guess I don't have a soul?
What?
Demon? Margot buried her face in her hands. I've been trying to just go to work and mind my business. Beck sighed. She rubbed Margot's back. Do you know who or what Clara is?
No.
Nope. How did you meet her? What happened? Margot chuckled darkly. Wouldn't you already know everything? Not everything. Yeah. Margot focused on the feeling of Beck's hands, the slow circular motion of it across her back. I'm afraid to sleep tonight. What if I see the ghost again? Do I have to be afraid every night? Ooh. Alrighty. She didn't see the ghost again last night. But this is where we're gonna call it, because this is about where the devs recommended playing to on stream. So this has been an interesting time. It's been fun. I am gonna post the link to the game on Steam in the chat again if anyone's interested. This is Devil's Liminal. It's part of the Choose Wisely festival that I'm participating in as an official streamer. Thank you guys for coming to check it out with me on day 3 of the full week. Woo, we're getting there. We're getting there. I hope everybody had fun and had an interesting time with it. I hope you all enjoyed it. I think we will probably be switching on over into just chatting while I look for someone to raid. If you guys have any suggestions for raid messages, then feel free to put it in the chat. Feel free to put it in chat. Take a second while I just take a quick look at who is online. Whoop, we switch back on over. Okay, let me see here. Just taking a quick look. Okay. I think there is somebody online who I think I would enjoy raiding, and I have not really gotten a chance to raid her before. She's very, very sweet. She's doing a grand archive case unboxing. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. I'm curious. Alright, let me see. Okay. How about, since this is our first time raiding into her, let's do a little like just kind of normal raid message. Alright, let's see. We'll do these. If you are a subscriber, here is your raid message. I should be back online tomorrow for some more Choose Wisely. But for now, we're gonna go and we're gonna raid into Miss Yuri Mokami. She's a bard wolf VTuber. Very, very sweet girl. Very nice person every time we've interacted. So I'm looking forward to getting the chance to raid her. I think it'll be fun. Here we go. I'm just putting together that raid message for the non-subs. Here we go. Here we go. If you are not a subscriber, there is your raid message. If you're a subscriber, you can use the subscriber emotes. But yeah, we're gonna go say hello to Yuri and her friend as they do some Grand Archive unboxing. Hope it should be fun. I've heard people who are pretty into this game, so hopefully it should be a good time. Please go be polite, treat her well, give her love. And thank you all for coming by. I hope all of you have a super wonderful night. You all definitely deserve it. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. It's been a good time. Yes, peace out. Thank you, Chin. I hope to see you all tomorrow night. And if not, see you sometime soon in the future. Have a good one. Good night.